Either way, you'll be fine. It's gonna work
How
out.
am I ever gonna impress my dad?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Okay. All right, we're live. We're live.
Are we live?
Are you muted?
I'm muted. Don't worry, I got you, bro.
Oh, I'm not.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ.
All right. We live?
Oh yeah. I got a 15-second unskippable
I only
ad,
got
so I
a.
don't know.
Wow, that's rough, dude.
No, I've got it programmed. Your account always gets the unskippable ads, so that's to be expected. All right. Hello, everyone. It's Dylan from Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything, and welcome back to another Yu-Gi-Oh! Talking Yu-Gi-Oh! Crazy 8's. This is episode 83, Happily Never After, and I am joined by the team from last week, Cal and Nick T.
Woo!
Boys, how are we
Oh, yeah.
doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Good.
I'm doing pretty well.
And we cannot forget about the Skeleton Man at the end.
Yes.
Joining
yes.
us. We were going to put him away in the attic for 8 months, but he said he wanted to do one last show before Halloween officially wrapped up and came to an end. So, Nick T, any thoughts on him?
Is it a skeleton nun?
So it's a gift from my mother. Knowing my mother, it very well may be a skeleton nun.
Hood confuses me.
Yeah,
Well, it could just be like a hooded skeleton.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
it's-
but like it's not an attached hood. You know, it's like the same kind
Yeah,
of hood that a nun, like a old.
It's almost like a veil.
yeah, I don't believe it's a nun, but I'll have to fact check my
The
mother
belt
on that.
too. I don't know. It
Yeah.
gives me nun vibes.
I'll fact check on that. But anyway, we are all so grateful for you to join us as always. Thank you so much for being here. Cal, Nick T, how are you boys doing tonight?
I'm doing great.
Good, dude.
Yeah,
Cal,
I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah,
Good,
you asked
good.
us already, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I'll
I
take
love
it
it.
again.
did I?
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
okay.
someone's
So
tired.
I think I probably should let the people know.
Let the people know.
I've been on kind of a weird sleep schedule. I have been awake since 1:30 a.m. yesterday. So
No, this
well,
morning.
that's this morning.
1:30 a.m.
this
this morning. You're right. Yeah, because yesterday would have.
Yesterday
At that point, I'd start hallucinating. So I'm on a very weird sleep schedule. I am a little exhausted. I'm very exhausted. So we're gonna do this show. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be fun. I might say things that are nonsensical because of my 18, 19 hours straight.
Yeah.
That-
That's a good excuse.
That's why these guys are here. Right. Even when I am on good sleep, I still say pretty
Exactly.
nonsensical things.
Exactly.
So shouldn't change that much the content here as we break down episode 83 as we're really getting into this this arc here. But before I begin, I do want to thank everybody who donated or super chatted in last week's episode. A huge thank you to J.R. Glenn, Crazy Anime Gamer, Tyler DeBoer, Crystal Colden, Natalie Into the Vrains, Goose, Kay, Max, Cayenne, Lorena, Dragon Claw, Angie, and Limestone. A special thank you to Angie who donated a very large amount. To everybody who donates and super chats, thank you so much. Helps out the podcast and the channel very, very much. 83, Yuna, Baby Yuki. Any of you guys want to start?
I mean, dude, I was goo for Gaga on this one, but I'm going to let you
I
start.
think it's a good idea if you start.
Okay, I'll start it off. And also, Dredger and Pete, I know they weren't here last week.
Watch
Pete
Duel.
Pete
Watch
almost
Duel.
was able to make it tonight. He wasn't. And then Dredger also, they're both very busy. I mean, everyone's very busy. So
Yeah,
the
people
fact
have
that
busy
they've been
lives.
here consistently is nice. Hopefully, they'll both be back next week. But yeah, just wanted to kind of address that. 83, man. So 83, I was kind of on a whirlwind of different kind of emotions here, right?
Yeah.
There was something. There was an element of 83 that I really did love. Loved. Like
Really?
really loved. There was an element of 83 that gave me hope. Hope that the plot advancing is actually very, very close. That we can now officially, in my mind, see the light at the end of the space-time, quite literally. And then there was a part of 83 that I actually thought was the lowest point in Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. The lowest point.
I know both points.
It's a
and I
pretty
love it.
wide breadth of
The
feeling.
lowest
Yeah.
point. So I'm all over the place with this episode. I'm not even going to say that I didn't like the episode. I'm not even going to say that I liked the episode because I still don't know what to feel about the episode. I'll start with the worst. Listen, and again, this is all personal preference, by the way. I'm sure there's some people that had zero issue with this. I really, really, really dislike toilet humor.
Oh, dude,
Really dislike it.
dislike
I've always disliked it. I just think it's I don't. It's just not for me. the whole Yuudias scene.
Come on, dude.
It didn't need to last as long as it did.
Listen to me.
And it felt like it lasted for 3 minutes, dude.
Why?
It felt
Why?
forever.
I mean, that was bad.
Yeah.
And listen, I know that type of humor, at least from what I've been told, is very popular over in Japan. And that probably hits more for that audience, and it might hit more for people watching as well. But for me, I'm not a fan of the humor at all, and I just felt like that was a very much longer scene than it needed to be. I didn't, in Vrains, you had something similar with the frog and the pigeon, but that was like a 3-second like gag, and it's like, all right, it's dumb, but whatever, we're done with it. That was like a focused 25-second
with
sequence.
a full change of like animation. And
Yeah, I just very, very uncomfortable watching it. And actually, as soon as I saw that scene, I'm like, wow, I'm happy I did not do a watch along for this, because I would have
You would
just
have
been
worn it on your face.
Yeah, I would have just been uncomfortable. So that to me is like a very, and listen, I know it's very subjective, right? It's very subjective because it's comedy and people view comedy differently, but that type of humor's never been for me.
No, me neither.
Never.
And yes, it's comedy, but like, we're at the 11th hour here.
We
We
are
need
at
to get
the
things
end.
rolling, right?
No, we are at the end.
It's like
Yeah.
me procrastinating on a paper, and while asking my professor for a extension, I also make a joke about pissing myself.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's like, let's get this ball.
And it's also our main character. Like, I don't want to think about our
No.
main character. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So, I don't know. Anyway. That's the bad. To get to the great, I love what they did with Yuna and her delusions in this episode. I actually really liked it. It worked.
Especially
and
the last, like, 3 minutes.
And how relatable is what she's going through? I think it's one of the most humanly relatable things when you really break it down. I was thinking about it on my drive back home today. How often do we as humans fantasize about a future with someone that we know we will never have a future with? Whether that's an ex because a relationship just ended, whether it's a fling that didn't end up going anywhere, whether it's someone that you've never even done anything romantically with, but you have feelings for, and you know that it's never going to happen. There are probably, I don't know what the average is, but there's got to be dozens of people. I know I'm not the only person that's done it, where you think about what like a life would be like with that person.
Yeah,
whether it's could have been, whether it's someone in your past like an ex or a missed opportunity, or whether it's like in the current time.
Right.
And Go Yuna, I think she knows. It's already been pretty much confirmed. She's never going to have this life with Yuga. But to be able to experience it in this world, I think was so well done, because it plays into such a basic human thought that we have, where it's like, man, what would my life look like with this person that I truly do like a lot? I don't want to say love, but or maybe you do love him, or maybe you did love him. And it's such a great balance to what they did with Zion. And I really like the Zion episode, where Zion was all about your professional desires, achieving your professional dreams. Well, this is all about achieving your personal desires and your personal dreams. And so those two episodes have been my favorite episodes of this arc.
And it's a stark contrast.
But by quite a wide margin. And I think, I mean, how many times do you think about it? Oh, personal life is amazing. Professional life, not where I want it to be. Oh, professional life's great. He's a CEO. He's making $500K a year, but he's got no family. Personal life sucks.
True.
I mean, so seeing the balance between those two.
Work-life balance.
Yeah, and seeing those two play out at the two extremes of positivity, but because they're so positive, we know it's unrealistic. I actually really liked.
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
too,
I loved it.
It's I think extra tragic when you think about it, because it's not like if there's anything wrong with her. It's not even unrequited love. Like, for the most part, Yuga very much could reciprocate those feelings, but it's the fact that it can never happen because Yuga does not belong here.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
He does not belong in
Exactly.
this time. It cannot happen.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
will not happen.
Exactly.
And she knows that.
She knows it.
So it's
She
not
knows
like,
it.
and even if they very much like both wanted it to happen, it just can't.
Yeah.
So that there is something tragic about that.
No, there is.
Hey, right person, wrong timeline.
Right. Let's start saying it. Right person, wrong timeline. Right?
Yeah.
People say it all the time.
That's funny.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know,
It's like
the
right
person,
person, wrong
thing
time.
is like bullshit. Right person,
wrong
timeline.
timeline.
Yeah, I'm happy you agree with me on that. Whenever someone says right
makes them
person,
the
wrong
wrong person.
time, they're the wrong person. Yeah, I fully agree with you on that. But right person, wrong timeline.
In the moment,
That's something, and I will take a look. Whoever is forcing me to take a look at the link or the super chat. Thank you very, very much. To everyone here, thank you very much. But before I get to that, I do want to say as well the hope. The hope that we can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel. We as Yu-Gi-Oh fans were left perplexed, dumbfounded, jaw dropped on the floor when we saw the end of episode 82, where it's Yugioh staring at this number, 40. What does it mean?
What's 40?
40? What does that have to do with anything?
40 hands?
And,
Let's go. Yo.
and we get such a weirdly specific number at the end of this episode. 38. 38 people. 38 people have been freed from the Quiet Duel space time.
Started at 37. They free her.
As soon as I see that, I'm like, okay, that means 40 is like, to me, that's like a lock. And as soon as 40 people are freed from the space time, I think everything's going to shatter.
Oh, and okay.
And guess what? Next week, because I already read the summary. We'll get to the summary. How many people are dueling next week? It's a 2v2.
40.
So we got right.
You know what?
That
gives me.
That's the hope.
I missed that. You gave me hope.
I'm happy to give hope that we're almost out of the space time.
Yes, that hope. Literally, I was watching the episode and I turned to Dylan and I go, 38, kind of a weird number.
Way too weird
I didn't
of a
know they
number.
were counting.
Oddly
and Dylan
specific
goes,
and not attached to what we've experienced so far.
Way too weird of a number,
yes,
and
too close to 40.
Way too close to 40. So obviously there's a
Yeah.
connection there, and I think 40 is going to be that like a lock that breaks
That's
the entire simulation. Yeah,
Interesting.
so there's the hope right there, because my hope going into this episode, I said it last week, was, maybe he uses the darkness card, right? Maybe we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
Maybe he uses the darkness card, we get something crazy, we get Quiet Duel showing up. Well, that didn't happen. So the duel ends, and I'm like, the Go Yuna stuff was very somber. I'm like, I like that element of it, but the plot, we're still kind of stuck in limbo. We know next week, big basketball hoops and Mitsuko are dueling. We'll get into that. I know that sounds weird. You haven't even heard it. Don't worry.
What are you talking about?
Don't worry. We'll get into that.
I just watched the preview.
And I'm like, all right. So clearly we're not getting anywhere here. But now I can start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel here. 38. I think it'll get to 40 after next week's duel, and then we'll see what happens. 40 obviously does have some symbolism here. It does have some significance here because of how episode 82 ended. So went on a roller coaster of emotions. I think it's got one of the lowest, most uncomfortable points for me, at least, in this episode. Go Yuna continues to soar. Loved her in this episode. Loved the basic humanity question of envisioning your life and future with a person that you really can never be with, and you can never be with them.
It's like almost like having a celebrity crush, and fantasizing
exactly,
about it like that.
Exactly.
Someone you may never meet, or like you just know it's never gonna happen.
Yeah. And then the hope at the end of the episode that basically says to the viewer that's been kind of paying attention to these numbers going on at the end, that says, hey, you're almost out of this.
Yeah.
You're 38 out of 40. You're almost out of this. So, but all that being said, I don't know how to feel about the episode. They were great.
Well,
and by the way, I'm sorry, because now I'm getting passionate because I'm sorry. I will bring you guys in on this, and I apologize.
Bring it up. No.
I apologize.
Do your thing. No.
Another episode goes by where Yuuhi again feels like the best character in the show.
Yeah.
I said it a few episodes ago, but he's the one that's dueling Go Yuna.
He's our guy, dude.
He's the one that consoles Go Yuna at the end of the episode and actually speaks to her and checks in with her. And I got to say, a character, Yuumu I've been critical of recently, but a character that I feel like is getting a little bit stale and has been a little bit stale is Yuudias.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see a little bit more from him.
A lot.
I feel like right now he's just in this state of kind of character limbo.
Yeah.
So and once again, you have Yuuhi being the main guy that is the hero of the show. It feels like. So
it feels familiar.
It feels like Yugioh Luke, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yeah.
It's exactly what I thought.
There was a moment where they were giving Luke everything, and we're like, what's Yugioh up to?
I mean, people forget it, but let's not forget that at the end of the show when Roman lost her memories, Yugioh was okay with it.
Yeah.
Luke
was like, are you
Luke
kidding?
was the one. Yeah, Luke, are you serious? Are we kidding?
Yeah.
Luke was
He
the
was
one.
pissed.
Yeah, rightfully so.
He's
He
like,
was
absolutely not.
Yeah, but Yugioh was okay with it. So a lot of people have said Luke felt more like the protag in that second season than Yugioh did. I mean,
There was
I-
moments
You can
throughout.
definitely make the argument for you.
You can make. I wouldn't go that far right now, but you can. You get the
it's,
vibes.
It's the same kind of vibe where it's like, yes, like of course Yugioh was the pro tag.
Yeah.
Like we're not getting into arguments of semantics.
no, and
there.
I wouldn't argue that.
Yeah. But there were moments where
Yeah.
the focus was on somebody else very strongly.
There were arcs where
There
the
were
focus
like
was
the
more.
tournament arc where Yugioh's like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
And like, all right, let's follow Luke, I guess then.
Yeah.
And then like just later on,
Luke being closely tied with Swirly, Luke defeating Gohai Yuga when
Exactly.
Yuga passed out. Yeah,
and
you
that's
can make the
Yuki
case.
right now. Yuudias kind of
Yeah.
like he's along for the ride. He's hanging, but like Yuki's on his dude. Yuki's
Well,
spiking.
I look at my two most favorite episodes from this arc so far. The Zion episode, which I loved. Who dueled Zion? Yui.
Yui, yeah.
And what was Yuudias doing? He was in a massage chair the whole time as a comedic gag.
Yeah.
I look at this episode, which I really loved. Who dueled Go Yuna? Yui.
Yuhi.
Yep.
So Yui gets all the credit in the world as he deserves. And then what's Yuudias doing in this episode? He's got, to me, one of the more egregious parts of the show.
Yeah,
And he's just
pooping his pants.
he's just a baby. So Yuudias is a character where all of a sudden I'm like, all right, I'd like to see a little bit maybe more, even if it's cliche pro tag moments from him
Yeah.
again, and hopefully we get that when Duel gets
Put the
brought
plot
back
armor
in.
back on a little bit.
Yeah, and I think we'll get it when Duel comes back. But right now it's kind of been the Yuhi show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It really has been.
It has been.
Mm-hmm.
But
Check the,
we're gonna bring these guys in on the episode
that
real
first.
quick.
No, first, yeah.
Yeah, let me check
You got a
it.
couple
Things you
things
gotta
to get
see.
through.
Okay, Maddie. Oh my God, Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
Maddie! Thank you for the $100 donation. Smiley face, Maddie. I had, by the way, an incredible time with you, man.
Oh yes, absolutely.
Hope you had a good time. Hope to see you soon. Love you, dude. He told we got me moms. We had a nice breakfast.
What'd you get?
I got the I went 2 days in a row, but the second day I got the Allberry. And Matt, as we were leaving, Matt, he said, "Just so you know, I'm hitting you with 100 as soon as you
So he
stream
told you.
again." And I said, "You don't have to do it." And he said, "Nah."
Yeah. What did Maddie get?
So Maddie got 2 coffees, 2 specialty. Those coffees are heavy.
They're heavy. That's
2 specialties coffees, and then he
Love
got
those
the
coffees.
he got the Allberry with me and the campfire. He got the exact same meal that I got both times, and I don't blame him. He views me as a me mom's expert.
And
Veteran.
I would say you
a
are.
beautiful
You're a
French
veteran.
toast
Yeah.
place,
Yeah.
a me mom's veteran, and he says, "Hey, whatever this guy gets, I'm gonna get it.
It must be good.
It's got to be good."
Yeah.
He has to
It's-
know his way around
It's
the
bad
place.
too because when we sat at our table on Saturday
Did you get
morning,
the waitress?
that waitress is gone. I haven't seen her
Oh.
now.
And I
like,
think my friend Brendan's gone too. I think
Pro-
he works at a venue now.
probably.
And my friend that worked there also.
But a waitress that I kind of recognize, we sit down, looks right at me, and says, "Well, I know this isn't your first time here."
Dude, hey, that's bad.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Maddie, love you, man. Thank you. Thank you so much. Angie, thank you for the $155 donation.
shit.
Angie, everything
Yeah.
everything I said to Maddie, I say to you as well. Seriously, it was great seeing you. Deja vu for Pete. This episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush was quite something. Wake me up inside from this Delulu. Almost less than 1 month
Whoa.
away from Jump Festa. Love you guys very much. Covering half
God.
of that karaoke machine. Angie, thank
How
you
much
so
was the
much.
karaoke machine? How much did you spend on the karaoke machine?
Oh,
First of all, it
Yeah,
was
this-
not
yeah.
$300,
No.
Angie.
Oh,
And-
okay.
You covered a lot more than half, and also I was the one who paid for it, and Dylan paid zero for that karaoke machine.
I didn't chip in for that one. It's his karaoke.
I'll
machine.
have
Yeah,
him
that I
transfer. I'll
understand.
have him transfer the funds.
That's what I'll do.
Dude.
Angie, thank you so much. Also, Jump Festa, less than 37 days. This is crazy. Yu-Gi-Oh! 9 announced in literally 37 freaking days. Angie, thank you for the
No.
massive donation.
Angie, do not Venmo me.
Dylan
Maddie,
will Venmo him.
Maddie, thank you for the. Thank you. No, I won't. Thank you for the very, very massive donation as well. You guys are
shit.
amazing, and I really can't wait to see you guys again. So
Unbelievable.
thank
Yeah.
you. You rock. Wow, Jesus. The Maddie one I was expecting. The Angie one I was not. But either way, $100 is
And-
still a massive donation.
Half the
Thank you.
karaoke machine.
Dude, I was like,
I
there's
didn't buy
no.
a $300
I was gonna say.
karaoke
I was
machine.
gonna.
No,
I
that
don't
covers
know.
most of it.
That does cover most
Yeah.
of it. Not
Okay.
all of it, but
I was gonna. Still, that actually does surprise me. Like, it's a nice machine. Don't get me wrong.
No, it's a good
Very
machine.
nice.
yeah.
But I'm like, you
Bluetooth,
spent how much?
Great
LEDs,
machine.
4 microphones.
Yeah, you know what? The microphones does add a big element to the cost. But
It,
still,
it was a
You think we
game
could use
time
those mic-
decision.
Yeah.
You think we'd use those microphones for this?
no. You know what?
You could, but you can't use it on the soundboard.
You'd have to go in the computer.
Right.
Actually, I think two of them came with coax.
XLR.
Or the cable that goes in there.
yeah.
Not coax cable.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know
Either way, Maddie, Angie, thank you guys so much. You freaking rock, both of you. Seriously, thank you.
Hell yeah.
Calibro, your thought. Maybe you can put it more eloquently than me because I'm all over the place.
Probably
I'm
can,
aware of it.
but, yeah.
Your thoughts on episode 83?
Overall, it didn't really hit in the moment, like watching the episode.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think your explanation of the contrast with the nail variant's name, can't remember his name now. Zion, thank you. The contrast, but also like the personal life versus business life aspect.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of like a really, at least in today's world, it's kind of like a really big thing, especially for like companies trying to promote like, you can have both. You can have a work-life balance.
Yep.
And whether it's correct or bullshit, it doesn't really matter. Like that's something that is preached, like especially even for good mental health, to have that balance.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
So I think the overall concept of it is a lot better than maybe the episode like was for me as I watched it.
I see what you're saying.
Like the concept of it, I get and I like.
execution.
Yeah. Well, I just think that it's not even the execution or the episode standalone. It's that the fact that we're about halfway through an arc, and I don't see the first sign of direction was when I saw the number 38.
Yeah.
And that's what is this? The 6th episode of the arc?
Yeah, not about halfway through. We are halfway
We are
through.
halfway through.
6 out of 13.
Yeah. And the 30, and literally, when I finished watching the episode, I had 2 comments to Dylan when I finished, and I said, "It's really weird that they brought up the number 38, right? Like that's not nothing." And then he was like, "Yeah, well, duh, 40," and I was like, "Oh yeah, duh." And the other thing I said was, did I really just watch Yuudias poop his diaper? Like that was the first 2 things I said. So
and I said, "Oh, those are both
Yeah.
in my opening monologue."
Yep.
So don't worry. We're
high and the low.
yeah.
But and I mean the duel was fine. Nick T made a good point, so I'll let him bring it up on something that he really liked in the duel. But I just like as an overall episode, it's okay. It's the end of it kind of saves it. I think with the 38, like it's showing us.
There's
the
the hope.
end. Yeah,
there's the hope.
It's
Without
the
that
hope.
38, the 40 is still completely irrelevant. We're guessing on that, and like there's no end in sight to this space time.
Yeah.
But now, at least for me, I feel like we have an end in sight. And I've been saying as long as we're out of this by 84, 85, which I'm hoping 85 we will be, I'll be okay with that.
Yeah. And I do
be okay
think
with that.
I think the light at the end of the tunnel makes the journey to get there not as bad.
Yeah, no, I
Like,
agree.
knowing that, because I agree, I kind of felt like we were like unsure of where we were going or how long this was going to take. And Colleen says it in chat, we're cutting it close. We are. If it's If it's going to be, this whole thing is going to get finished in this arc, we now have 7 episodes to do it, and our main villain of this arc has not showed up on screen.
Yep.
If we have 102 episodes in this show, which is 7s plus 10 lost weeks,
showed up on screen, not in a flashback or an image like that.
True.
Plus 10 lost weeks of COVID, that's 102 episodes.
Yeah.
We have less than 20 episodes now, so we really, really are in the end game. I mean, we really are. It doesn't feel like it because of where we are in the story, but like we are at the ending sequence of Yu-Gi-Oh! Go Rush. We just are.
Yeah.
Unless it ends up surprising us and it is a 3-year show, which
Could
I'm
be.
not. Yeah, I'd be shocked, but
I feel like the show feels like it's.
It
close
feels
to
like it's
endgame.
ending.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. Well, they did the same thing. I mean, with 7s, they did the same thing. I don't think it lasted this long, but with the whole memory wipe thing after
I don't think
Monster
it did
Reborn.
last this long.
No, I don't think so. Nick T, your thoughts on 83?
Also complicated.
If this episode happened in the middle of the show, would you feel better about it?
Slightly.
Like the beginning of say arc 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Or
yes.
the middle of arc 4.
Of course. But regardless, if this happened at any point in the show, at this point in the arc, I would still be concerned. I'm like, are we going to get this ball rolling?
The only hope, I think, if it's earlier in the show, is that you're like, okay, maybe this, whatever the next thread is going to be, is going to linger on past 13. Here, I don't know if you can do that if there's supposed to be a final villain.
Yeah.
Unless this is a 2-arc final villain.
And the last arc did start very slow, I thought, and it
Yeah.
ended very, very good.
Yes.
Yeah, it did.
Agreed.
It did.
But anyway, your thoughts? Complicated.
It's complicated. In general, and I'll start with this because I want to end it on a lighter, better note.
Mm-hmm.
In general, it didn't do a whole lot for me. Let's
that's
say
fair.
that. I did not quite like the baby. I thought the baby thing was stupid. Just to be blunt and
Could it have? I thought about this. Could it have worked if it was just if Yuna's delusion was just that she was married to Yugioh and they were just trying to snap her out of that? I think it still
we
could
didn't
have
have
worked.
to make our entire
Right?
cast babies.
It could have also been like,
Or
you walk in and they're adults, and when they walk into the house, she says, "Oh, hi, kids! Like my children, how
or
are
even
you?"
If they, like make them like I don't know.
It just,
Make them an age where they're not
Well,
relieving themselves
No,
in
yeah.
their pants.
Did
Maybe that.
Did any part of this episode, I'm trying to think, make it seem like her goal or dream was to be a mom and to have kids?
See that?
to
I
me,
mean,
it was more of
slightly-
having a family with Yugioh.
Yes.
Because that's
Which
what I
they could have-
thought
That was
too.
the vibe that I got.
I think it could have done. They could have done it differently. And
Right,
like,
just that she wanted to be married to Yugioh.
right.
Well, she
And
wanted
like
a family
I don't
with
think even
him.
like the
Yeah,
idea
yeah,
of her wanting to be a mom and is that egregious? It's just like they
No.
lean too hard into the baby thing. And yes, I get it plays well. It's comedy, but it's like the same kind of like. Who was the Rock guy that we had in
Dwayne Johnson?
Sheeta Galad.
Oh,
like,
Sheeta
where it was
Galad.
like, remember how flat that fell for all of us?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what that felt like.
Now, do you remember what the best rated episode in
That
Japan
episode.
was for that
episode.
arc?
That's why I was gonna say
That's the thing.
I'd be
This
curious to see how this
Right.
this goes for, and like
Yeah.
maybe also some of our Western audience here agrees with the Japanese audience where they liked it, and I wouldn't berate anybody for liking it. Like
No.
there are parts that are funny, just that's not my kind of humor. In general, plot wise, it also did not do anything.
No.
That's what makes me.
And that's what I don't
like.
like. Like,
push it that
sure,
way.
we could have this gag rolling, but give us something more than a duel. And it
Mhm.
didn't at all until,
Mhm.
and then I'll get there. With that being said, the duel I did quite like.
Yeah.
Because there was a gimmick in there that, and which you like alluded to me saying that I thought was pretty interesting. It, like, and I don't know if it was intentional there that like it's like a parallel. The idea that there were either cards or monster effects that like said treat this card as something else, and that would allow the fusions. And you brought up something interesting regarding that about sort of the delusion of something being something else.
I think Caliber brought that up. But yeah.
I
Maybe
did,
it was
I
you.
did,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry.
I was gonna.
I'll
let
take
him
cre-
have
I'll
it.
take
I was
credit
gonna
for
let
I
him
that.
feel
have
like
it.
you started the idea with like, oh, it kind of leads into
That
the
it could be because of the space
and
time.
then
yeah.
and then you finished the
And then,
thought.
yeah.
Where it's like
It was an alley-oop.
it parallels
I
the
dunked it.
idea of something being something else, which
Yeah.
is what we've seen entirely so far, which I
Yeah.
thought was really
The
cool.
false reality narrative.
That was cool, and like it just kept me on my toes in the duel. And
Mhm.
obviously, I knew what the outcome was going to be, but at
Dredger
least
did pick Go Ayuna.
he did, which I thought was
Well,
I thought it was asinine last week. But it did keep me. I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But with that being all that being said, the way it ended,
Yeah.
it did strike the empathetic chord, right?
It did?
That tragic, like that did it for me. I was like, you know what, that was nice.
Thank
Well, not nice, but sad. Like, but they ended it, walking off into the sunset. The 38. You made an analogy to like a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a roller coaster that was pretty flat with some bunny hills that ended on the lift hill, which is weird. Not any roller coaster I've ever been on.
I've never been on that type of
But
coaster.
It ends with anticipation.
Yeah.
I'm going up. I'm scared.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
at
know
the
when,
top, I see two 10-feet tall women waiting for me at the
Yeah.
top.
And
I'm in.
And what happens? Is it going to keep going up?
Is
Is it going to drop us? Is it going to drop us to the point where there's no ride anymore and we crash into the ground and
Yeah.
die? Or are we going to ride?
I think we're gonna. I think
we're gonna ride.
I do have faith.
So
I
you're
do have
looking for your
hope.
ride or dies.
I do
right?
have hope.
Yep.
We're looking for the ride or dies. We could drop off in a bad way,
Right.
just like there was some pretty deep dips from the bunny hills in this
Yeah.
duel, in this episode. But there's anticipation. that number, that 38 leading to 40.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the lift hill. Viewing, I might be able to see my car like in the parking lot.
Right.
We're like 38 feet up.
Yeah. No.
Because when we hit 40,
I would say we're like 38 meters.
We're
up.
380
a bit higher.
feet up.
Yeah, we're like, huh?
380 feet up.
that's
Wow,
high.
That's high.
Yeah.
That is.
I'm scared. my chest is getting a little tight.
I'm feeling a lot different than
you're in the
excitement.
clouds.
Yeah, we're in the yeah. I can see my house from here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I can
then-
see my
and
car.
then-
Well, I can
but
see my house.
but is this like a game of roller coaster tycoon where someone is really sadistic and just lops the whole coaster off, or are we going into the ride of our lives?
You know what I just realized? What's today's date?
November 8th.
November 8th
The monthly summaries
should be out.
might
right?
drop in like the next hour, right?
Yeah.
I'll check that. What it's either the 8th or the 9th that they usually drop. Let me take a look.
Take a look.
80 to 82 was October 9th. It might be the 9th.
That's today.
No, it's tomorrow.
No, it's tomorrow. September 7th.
Oh, well, that's technically.
That one was the 7th.
Well, I was thinking Japan time.
Yeah, you'd be correct.
August 8th. Yeah, I mean the summary. There's a chance the summaries drop in the next like hour while we're live. That's happened
Yeah.
once before,
It
I
has
think.
happened. Maybe more than once.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, that would be great if we could react to those live.
I would like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have hope. I did not love this episode. Some people did, but
It was
what's
alright.
the,
I
what's
hope.
the poll at right now? I'm actually very curious.
Poll is 36% great, 29% good, 27% decent, and 8% bad.
Okay. Let me compare it to last week.
So you can look at it in two ways. You can look at it
I
as
mean, I like this episode more than last week.
you can look at it as 65% great or good, or you can look at it as about 56% good decent. Overall, a good episode, I would say, in terms
Yeah.
of percentages.
I didn't like this episode more than last week. I thought the curry gag
Yeah.
much better than any one from this episode.
Well, from a character perspective, though, Yuna, I liked her character and story more.
but it left me with less intrigue.
Well, what intrigue do you have from 72 or 82?
The phone.
Oh, the phone. The phone was interesting.
Oh,
There was-
the girl on the phone.
The phone was interesting. I like the message of that
The
whole concept of being in love with someone that you can't have.
The takeaway definitely better.
For the plot,
the
yeah,
plot,
82. For
82,
the phone, him
yeah.
seeing 40, yeah.
Yeah, it's the plot advancement that brings the episode down. Like the episode itself, like standalone, not looking at how much time we have left or where we need to go. There's some good humor in it. The duel was pretty good. I like the whole concept of the episode.
Yep.
But I personally get worried when you don't kind of see where a direction's going to start and you're at the midway point. Like that 38 was the first sign of getting out of this,
Yeah.
and we're halfway through the arc.
Yeah, I will say this.
Yeah.
Would I feel better about it if this was like say the second or third episode in the arc?
Yeah.
Definitely. Would I still probably disparage it a little bit because the humor just was not my note?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Well, listen, but you know what? I'm kind of a little crazy to say that I like this more than last week because, as I said earlier,
I was gonna say that
this has the lowest point of the show for me.
it's a pretty big spectrum.
The lowest point of the show. It is. But again, let me say this. You ready for this really hot take?
I'm in.
I don't even think it should be that hot of a take. I don't think it is, but it might be because some people might not be able to accept it. Yuna
I know the truth.
is the best girl character in this show.
No,
Who do you have ahead of her?
no. You know what?
Who do you have ahead of her?
You know what?
Would you
know what?
would you put Yuumu ahead of her?
No, you know what? I don't like it.
From a development perspective,
development
Well, I was gonna
a
say-
dueling prowess perspective.
Dueling prowess.
I was gonna say development-wise, she definitely takes the cake because she went from someone who we all looked at as kind of like.
I didn't
wouldn't
like
say-
her.
I wouldn't say
Yeah.
all of
I
us,
straight
but
up-
she was kind
Yeah.
of like an annoying cheerleader for a little while.
I would
like
say
that's just
worse
what she
than that.
was.
I was like I. Get
I did not like her at all.
Yeah.
No, but like that was her role.
That was her role.
Her role was to
Yeah.
be like the annoying fangirl. She was like, I hope nobody gets offended by this, but she was like a Swiftie to Rovian. Like an intense Swiftie.
Yeah, she was. She was a big
No,
fan.
you said,
Yeah.
she-
And now
more
she's
than a
like
big
her
fan.
own person.
Yeah.
Also, dueling prowess. I think you can make that argument as well. I mean, she beat Yuudias and she beat
No, I'm saying
Rovian.
no. I wasn't gonna say like I disagree with that. I'm just saying that whole argument is a whole other thing.
That's a whole other can of worms, right?
Yeah.
But no,
But you're saying
I
best character.
best girl
Best
character.
girl. Best girl character.
I think she is, dude.
I can't. Like, as much as I don't love,
I can't
that,
think of a better one.
I can't.
Yeah.
No,
And
it's because it's true because she went from pretty bottom of the barrel to like the ups and downs with her, like, and pretty well paced.
Yes.
It wasn't like,
Yes.
oh, dude, this arc all of a sudden like she rocks. No, it was like if you look at there's beats.
Yeah.
And she got it, dude.
And I even like I
Yeah.
would say obviously she's not on camera or on screen as much as some of the other girl characters, but I feel like her impact in when she is in an episode or like, a focus in the episode is much larger than like we see Yumu every episode, and I feel like at least the past arc and a half she hasn't really done much.
I would say about
like
30 now, probably now 30% of her screen time has been like
And
kind
you,
of
not
whatever.
impactful. Yeah.
And I don't really like Dinois, and like she's another one that is
Dinois is pretty low for me.
oh, Dinois. I mean, come on.
And no, but I'm saying like she's another one who usually is when she's in an episode, it's a focus, but it's not. I feel like
Yeah.
Sometimes,
her
yeah.
episodes don't necessarily hit for me.
They don't.
Go Yuna's usually do. This episode is kind of like the lowest of those episodes.
Yep.
But I still
Until the
think,
end.
but I still think that her
But it was her character that made it a decent episode you'd want to watch.
well, not only that, she develops throughout the episode
Yeah.
itself, and I think that she gains another connection with our characters, and you don't really see that all the time with our non-main group.
She's I relate to her so much, and I think a lot of people do, because it's that exposure and that vulnerability of being in love with someone that you can't be with. And I know I keep saying it, but that's such a basic human thing.
Is that how you feel right now, bro?
No, it's not how I feel right now. I'm very grateful for the situation that I'm in.
I think I'm
but
the
I've-
only one feeling
but-
something like that. Right?
But I felt that way before.
Don't say that.
I mean,
Yeah.
we all
it's
have.
human to have.
Yeah.
It happens.
So it's not unrealistic.
It's not. No, and I actually very much agree with that. I will probably nitpick a statement you did just make, though, and I don't think she's the reason that made me interested to watch the episode. I think it's her relationship to our characters that made
that's fair.
the episode worth watching.
But she's still
great.
still a part of it. Yeah.
She's a part of it.
Yeah.
Very much so. But it wasn't like, oh, I'm excited to watch because it's a Yumu episode. I'm excited to watch this because she's very closely knit with not only our main cast, but specifically Yugioh,
Yeah.
who's very an elusive figure right now.
If you expand the list to top 10 for girl characters, Dinois then might make it. But
Can I give you my hot take
how
of
many are
girl
there?
characters in this show?
Yeah, give it a hot take.
Someone who's probably no one's going to agree with me on this, I think, in terms of where they would rank her. But
Okay.
I think her impact is felt very highly when she's
I hope you
on
don't
screen
okay.
and in it. Is Ron Ron.
Oh, I know.
Someone who has also.
I think she has developed
yeah.
like crazy.
I thought you were
from
gonna.
when she
I thought you were gonna say
started.
Mitsuko.
No.
I wish.
I would have Ron Ron competing with Yumu for the 2 spot.
Yeah, I would say that.
I would have her
say
competing.
that. No,
I'm
it's-
not kidding.
Again, I don't like to say it
I'm not kidding though.
because how low. I remember how
I know you're
annoyed we
not
were with
kidding.
Ron Ron. I think she also.
think about her development.
when we
Yumu's regressed.
when we came back to Earth.
Well, she's stagnated.
We came back to Earth, and there was like a rebellion against Phaser and Tremolo.
Mm-hmm.
Who was like our guy or girl?
Yeah, Ron
rather.
Ron, yeah,
Ron
no,
Ron
yeah.
was in it, dude. She like nearly sacrificed herself multiple times.
Yeah.
Dude, she was pretty goated that arc.
She's probably third for me. I'm not gonna put her ahead of Yumu, but she's probably third for me.
She's in the competition.
Yeah, she's probably third for me. I mean,
She's in the conversation.
I have her ahead of.
Yeah.
I'd have her ahead of Rovian, Mitsuko, Dinois. Yeah, she's probably Epoch. Yeah, she's
I
probably
think
third
she's a
for me.
contender for 2.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
at this given moment.
Yumu's the front runner for the 2 spot, but Ron Ron's in the race.
Ron Ron's in the race. It shouldn't. Here's my issue is that it should not be as close as it is between Yumu and Ron Ron for 2. Yumu needs a little. Boost.
That's why.
We'll
That's
get
why
it.
it was a hot take because
It's
I don't think she necessarily. Most people would think she should be there,
no.
but I think Ron Ron's impact just on the show and with our group, it's always a big deal when she's helping out. Like she's doing something big for the group and for the show,
past several arcs. Yeah.
as opposed to. And I'm not trying to just like poop on Yumu right now, but like, what has she really done?
Dude, they gave her a
And
back
I'm saying
seat.
that recently because she's in the beginning of the show, she was the smart one. She was the president. She was running
figuring everything
everything.
out, yeah.
She figured everything. Then all of a sudden, Yuuhi was a step ahead of her with everything. And now she's not in any really important duels. She's not really doing much.
Well, I like the role she
and
had
I like you
in the last arc where she, was very vulnerable in trying to stop what was going on with Kwai Duel, put herself on the front lines in that duel with Neanderstar, tried not to draw the darkness card.
That was cool.
Showed her vulnerability there, which I thought was relatable.
It was like a shining moment amidst a huge backseat.
Yeah. I mean, listen, she hasn't really. I don't know if I'd use the word regressed. I think stagnated is a word I'd feel more comfortable using with her.
Plateaued, maybe.
No, plateaued implies that she's not going to grow anymore.
No. You could.
No, you hit a
after
plateau.
plateau.
Okay,
You don't plateau
all
and
right.
stop. You hit a
if you're
plateau where
talking,
it's hard
skill,
to go up and down.
I think of
Yeah.
the indigo plateau. That's why I.
Where it's it just doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but like if you're talking like say skill, you could like someone who's trained a long while can plateau, and you need to try harder to progress again.
No, it's an interesting debate.
Yeah.
Very interesting debate. Pete was here. I'm sure he'd argue Rovian for top 3.
I love Rovian dearly.
I know you and Pete do.
I don't think I'd argue top 3.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know if he would either. But I just know he's a big Rovian fan.
Top 5. I probably may put her at 4.
She's debatable to be in the top 5, I think.
No, she's definitely
Meaning
top
that she could be like 4 through 6.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like, she probably is in it, but she could be out.
Fair. That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think about it.
But yeah, I love Rovian.
Not to get off topic of the episode and everything, but that's just where
No, it's
my
good.
thought went, because if you're talking about good girl characters in the show, and I think the fact we can have this conversation and argue about girl characters being good is such a blessing.
Oh, it's crazy.
It's great. Dude.
It's just that I think that she is someone that probably gets zero credit and talked about on a normal basis.
Yeah, no, you're right.
And I think she's played a pretty significant role.
Yeah.
One of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! GX things. So we're talking about 3 good girl characters, I'd say,
Mm-hmm.
in Ron, Yuumu, and Go Yuna trying to place them.
Yeah.
Yu-Gi-Oh! GX didn't even have 3 girl characters, and they didn't.
Well, they did, but they just not all.
Well,
of them dueled.
but they really didn't. They had Asuka and they had Ray Blair,
and they had Asuka's friends,
and that
whose I can't actually name.
Mindy. Oh shit!
They existed. They just really.
I can see their faces.
Yeah.
Mindy, I don't know.
I will say, by the way, Pete said Rovian's a lock for 4. She's locked into the 4 spot.
So I guess he'd have Ron Ahead of her too.
Yeah, and because I think I think it's
she
a good
should
argument.
be.
She should be.
Yeah.
I'm right now, she's trending closer to second than I would have ever thought.
No, I agree with that.
But no, your point is
Mindy and Jasmine.
your point is
Jasmine.
very good. Even dude, not even just GX though. Like think how many. I liked Reigns. How many?
Aoi and Emma.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right, 2 girls.
Yeah.
Aoi and
Whoa,
Emma.
whoa.
And
one. Whoa, Queen.
Right, but
That's
the
actually
thing.
that hurts what I was just about to say.
That's the thing. Once you get past your 2 girls, then you have to start really like Mindy and Jasmine,
Yeah.
Queen. You know,
Hayami.
No, I know.
Does
Hey,
the Hayami does the Aqua Ignis count?
Queen counts, and was kind of riding a high wave of terror for a moment.
Yeah.
And my God, they tanked
We thought
right.
we were going to have like a big female villain, and
Yeah.
then she just went, ew.
Dude. Holy
Well, and I
shit.
mean, and then again, you look at Emma. She beat Naoki, and that was her only
that
win.
was it, yeah.
And Aoi, the 3 characters she beat, only dueled once.
Yeah.
to lose to her.
And then she really
Was it
took
Bit and Boot?
Yeah.
No, it
Who
was
beat Bit and
Prototype
Boot?
B.
No, that's who Prototype B.
Yeah, it was Vira. I like that one. And then it was Haru. I remember before she dueled and
Justice
beat
for Haru.
Haru, they said to him, "Hey, you have no chance to win this. You're a horrible duelist." But they basically said that, Lightning and Bowman.
Yeah.
And that was the character that they let Aoi beat. So, you even look at those characters.
I will say because
I'm happy in that department. Times have
Yeah,
definitely changed for
they
the better.
have.
Yeah,
But
much
I also,
better.
to play devil's advocate a little bit, to be fair to, like, say, Vrains, in our conversation with Go Rush, we said, let's leave dueling out of it a little bit. I would say, especially Aoi, and to an extent Emma, did get quite good development
Yeah.
in terms of being characters. So I will give them their kudos.
Yep, agreed.
And I think it could have even been done better if the writing just wasn't so all over the place in terms of new director, this, and it just felt like there were so many pieces
Yeah.
that were left. You know, you got a puzzle and there was 10 pieces missing. You know what I mean? Like you can't finish the puzzle because you don't have all the
that
pieces.
show should have been a
You
train
get a good
wreck.
image. You
Yeah.
gotta, like you can like
you
oh
can
I
kind
know
of see what they were trying to do.
you can definitely
but
see
you
what they're
don't
trying to
get
do.
you don't get
Yep.
the whole picture.
Yeah.
That show really should have been a complete train wreck. You had the director leave after 13
And
episodes.
I really liked it.
The show
fact
was
that it stuck
no,
its
no,
landing-
no. Should have been.
Yeah,
it
yeah,
wasn't.
yeah.
Yeah, the fact
Should
it
have
stuck
been
its
a train
landing
wreck.
was impressive.
No, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Given all the things that was surrounding that show,
Mhm.
how good it was considering everything. I mean, it really is.
Well, it's
Like,
the-
and I would never call it like a masterpiece. It's
No.
not one of my.
Some would argue though.
Some would argue, yeah. It's not my. It's not in my top 1 or 2
Mhm.
in terms of like where I'd rank all the Yu-Gi-Oh shows. So it's not in my like top 2. But given all of the things that were going on around it, the director leaving, production hell, the director apologizing on Twitter, all these things. The ending obviously changed where they had the humanity death ending originally. Like it's crazy how much it's the 6 months probably getting cut off at the end.
Yep.
Crazy how good it ended up being.
It stuck
It
the
is.
landing quite well.
And
Given
the-
everything going
and
on.
the whole idea of like the VR space, with like going into the brains and stuff, that was literally what got me to watch it in the first
Right.
place.
Yeah.
I was like, I used to watch DM when I was younger. I was like, I knew you did the channel, and I messaged you. I'm like, I would be down to watch if you like wanted me to help out in any way.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah, it was
It
like,
was a good time.
and then
Here we are.
Now, here we are.
now we're
4
sitting
years
here.
later.
Yeah,
Jesus,
living
don't
together,
say that.
doing a
Don't
show.
say that.
Crazy. Crazy stuff.
Who'd have thought me and this guy would be living in the same place?
Yeah. Not me.
There were times I thought I'd never see him
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's end this poll.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there's more. I'm surprised there's a lot of great wins. Yeah. How about that?
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh
yeah, which I kind of anticipated, but
no,
like,
I would have voted good for me. I would have voted.
I
good.
put decent,
yeah.
but
I would have
Yeah,
voted
good
but, like,
fair.
the
Good, just as
I
valid.
think the good decent would have been
To be fair,
the
but
spot, but
between those top 3 choices, great, good, decent, there's a 10%
10%,
margin.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
they're
it's
pretty
close.
tight.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. Yeah, it's fair. It takes a lot for me to say an episode was bad.
Yeah.
well, I think
Wasn't bad.
I think if you are kind of if you're someone that's annoyed with the idea that we're still in the space time, don't like the poop your pants humor, and the duel just doesn't hit for you, there's nothing else in the episode.
I'll tell you what.
So it's if you don't like the duel and you don't like toilet humor, there's very little for you to get out of the episode.
True.
I'll tell you what. You take out the empathetic moment.
Yeah,
You take out the 38. You add another poop joke.
it's a bad episode.
It's a bad for me.
I agree. Well, like a bad that I can always think of is Luke versus the pigeon in 37.
Holy shit.
I mean, I really
you didn't-
because that's what they did. They had that like sad moment build up with Chevelle and Dove Rap.
Getting found in the
And then Luke just ruined it.
he totally ruined it.
And we had already seen him act that way in the Schrodinger duel.
Yeah.
Yuga had to pull him out of the weird space. So like, we'd already seen it. It was
Yeah.
nothing new.
Almost akin to how Manya completely shit on
Mokito and Bembe.
Yeah.
it was like that where it's like,
Bembe.
oh, we like have
Which-
we have an empathetic character and then
Wait, right? Oh, I can relate to this guy. He like collects like Gundams and toys. Like, oh, this is really cool. And he's so excited, and he gets
You're a
like,
loser.
and he gets like slightly embarrassed when someone's like, oh, this is like Yuhi. Oh, this is so cool. He's like, oh, you think so? Like that. Like, oh, that's so heartwarming. Wow,
Shits
you
on him.
suck.
Yeah.
Like, all right, Manya.
Whoa.
I'm just happy. I'm happy. Listen, I'm happy that was essentially a death sentence for her in the show.
I'm not.
No, I was, but it was. It was.
I'm not. No, I mean, like, I'm
I'm not happy with how she was portrayed in that episode. Was that what it took to break the Itachi curse? Was that what it took? A character assassination? Because I liked Manya up until that point.
Yeah.
I was like,
agree.
all right.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm not happy about it. I wish they had done it differently.
Well, yeah, but given what happened in that episode, I am happy in hindsight.
Right.
Because
He's saying because of that,
because
deserved
she
it.
acted that way towards
Oh
him.
yeah, like if she was gonna continue being like that, if they were gonna continue writing her like that, I'd rather her not be in it.
And like they could have said that she was acting and then gave her like
They could have done that better.
a moment at the end where she was like, hey, I didn't mean, something like that. I don't
Someone
know.
who's questionably top 10 right now.
Dak made a good point. He said, I'd argue that's why the curse exists, since this is in the past.
You know what? You know what?
That might be my new favorite crack Yu-Gi-Oh!
He's got a
theory.
point.
That the Itachi curse exists for Mimi because Manya was a dick to Mokito and Bebe.
She bullied a poor nerdy alien, and Mimi gets cursed for it.
And that curse
Hey.
me. That's great.
That's not a crack theory.
Oh, I love that.
That's
dude.
a DAC theory.
I hate that, but I'll give it to you. That was good.
Yeah, I love that, dude. That's
love it.
good.
No, that is something.
No, but really, it's unbelievable.
It's
So
wonderful.
listen,
You know, it's something I wanted to say.
the Mount Rushmore of horrible Go Rush characters. Is that what you're gonna say?
We should do that.
What's your Mount
But-
Rushmore?
Let me think about that for a
Okay.
second. But what I was gonna say was, you're like, oh, I didn't want to like derail or get off topic. I felt like us listing the female characters was very much on topic, considering this episode and the upcoming
It's
are very
true,
much
yeah.
focusing two characters that have been in the conversation.
Yeah,
That's
So
true.
I think that's like
very
those
true.
two characters are focused. Like we've got our eyes on these characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think listing them now more than ever makes sense.
Yeah. I guess it felt off topic at the time.
Yeah, but now you're like, oh, you know what?
Now that you
It all
think about
ties
it,
together, dude.
I was so right.
Right now, I genuinely do have Gohai Yuna ahead of Yuumu.
Oh, yeah.
However,
I agree.
Yuumu still has, I think, a better chance of ending, at least to me, as the better girl character, because
Oh.
she's going to be featured more heavily in these last 19 episodes.
You would assume.
You would hope.
No. She will be. I don't know if it will be good featuring.
Oh,
but she'll
okay.
be. She will be.
She'll be featured
She'll have way more of a prominent role than Gohai
in terms
Yuna
of screen time and
because of
role.
who she is.
Will
That
it be
doesn't
good?
mean. I mean, she's been more featured than Gohai Yuna this season, but Gohai Yuna's had a much, I think, better
Yeah.
impact and character storyline.
Yeah.
So she still has that room.
Don't
But-
sleep on Ron, bro.
Yeah.
Don't
I mean,
sleep.
Ron. I like her. She's a fun story.
She'll
I-
stick with third.
She's the Cinderella story team that makes it to the Final Four, but then
Yeah,
loses to
yeah.
like the perennial winner every time. Like,
Yeah, she'll stick with third, or she could drop even a little bit if somebody else.
I don't know.
I
how.
can't
Zen.
see
I can't
somebody
see.
climbing
Who's
that
coming
ladder.
in? Mitsuko?
Yeah, could do
No,
something with
I don't see them
Mitsuko.
doing too much with her.
I know Asaka's
Rovian
kind of
has been,
boring.
like,
Rovian wouldn't do it.
missing.
No, Rovian is. I mean,
Yeah.
she's way more irrelevant since her arc number 2 ended than a lot of people wanted to admit.
Yeah.
Same with
She-
the Lug.
Well, Dill is
I mean, it's
I would
just the
say
truth.
yeah, relevance, sure. I think they did cool stuff with her. Whereas like Asaka
Well, Asaka, yeah, I'm not.
has fallen so flat.
Well, I don't think she was ever really like.
There was-
I think no. Genuinely, I think the excitement behind Asaka
Was her
was
time.
because of Asana.
Yeah.
I mean, really, like I think we have to. I think we give certain characters some like extra credit because of their versions and sevens. I know
Yeah.
I did, and I think a
No,
few
I
of us
think
are
you're
probably
right,
guilty of
'cause
that.
Now I
So-
can't give you a truly.
Her coolest moment was when she had the big machinery and she was fighting Mitsuko. That was back in like episode 12.
Coolest. I would say
Yeah.
her most impactful moment also featured our front runner for best character, which was Yumu. Not Yumu. Yuna.
yeah,
yeah.
Which was the sort of that whole thing.
with Yuga, yeah.
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 That I think was Asaka's most impactful moment, and that involved again characters that are.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's interesting.
fascinating.
Very
No, it's
fascinating.
very interesting.
And as far as the Rushmore of worst, I don't know.
Well,
dude.
I was kind of asking as a joke.
Yeah.
We don't have to do that
we
now.
don't do that now. I have to think
I mean,
about
for
that.
me, it's quick.
London.
London, Manya, Ashita Glot, and I
See, number 4 is hard.
yeah, but I had it. Now I can't think of it. I
London,
had it.
Manya, Ashita
Initially, you had like first 2 episodes as characters and first 3 episodes as characters introduced.
Glot. Oh, Chubutaro.
Oh, that's
Oh,
who it
it's
is.
gotta be
That's who it
Chubutaro.
is. Yeah, that's who it
Without a
is. No, he's right.
It's-
He's right.
it's
That's who it is.
Yeah.
Um,
What came to mind was Epoch for me. First
At
thr-
first.
first 3 episodes of Epoch.
yeah.
I was like, dude,
That's
get this
fair.
camera off. Get this character off my screen. Not even off my screen. Get this character out of my ears. And now I'm like, all right, you know what? All right.
That's fair. I mean, listen.
No, yeah, like hold on. People are like, whoa, yeah, dude. No, now I like Epoch's cute. Like I get it. I get where we got with.
What about Yugioh himself? Would you put Yugioh on there? The Yugioh? I would not. I thought he was
fucking
fine. He was a
lame.
bad actor.
He was lame as
He was
hell, but
lame
it was
as hell,
funny.
yeah.
Like that was funny.
That was a duel I
Hey.
enjoyed seeing Yuumu just smack him
yeah.
around.
Yeah.
in.
a good gag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Yukio.
knew it was a good gag because that was his only appearance.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Yeti Yu-Gi-Oh. And then we just called him Yugioh.
Dude,
Good times.
but no,
Yugioh
that was a good bit.
That was.
Yukio being a bad actor, hilarious.
Yeah, no. It was. It actually was. It worked really well.
But yeah, it's obviously super powerful.
Space Cowgirl, thank you for the $25 donation. To everybody watching, chilling, thank you. We've got the summary for episode 84 hot in the oven, coming on its way. We are hoping that maybe in the next 20 minutes, the batch of summaries drops for this month. We're either getting it today or tomorrow, so there's a chance that it could drop in the next 20, 30 minutes, so be on the lookout for that. Space Cowgirl, thank you for the very generous $25 donation. Will Skeleton be a permanent new member? Voting yes. Well, I want Space Cowgirl to know that her Brooklyn Nets snapback is still on Jack Skellington over in the corner.
Yo, he's kind of fly though.
No, dude, it fits.
It fits.
No,
It
it fits as well. His color scheme is black and white, and that's the colors
Black,
of the
white,
Nets
and gray, yeah.
snapback. It actually is terrifying how good that hat fits him.
Yeah.
I came down Saturday night in Calibro. He's singing on the karaoke machine. People are dancing down here. I just look in the corner, and he's just chilling in the corner, and everyone. It was the funniest thing.
I can imagine being at Bushwick at 11:45 p.m. and I see that guy. That guy's out there. Brooklyn. That guy. Brooklyn.
The 7-foot Jack Skellington in Bushwick.
Brooklyn claims this dude for
Yeah.
sure.
Oh, yeah.
He is a figure I would have seen.
Yeah. Oh no, I believe that.
I'm going
100%.
into a bodega. This guy's there.
Yeah.
He's hanging out.
He's just chilling.
Yeah.
Will we make the skeleton a permanent member? Space Cowgirl votes yes. Probably not. Probably not. But we'll see. We'll see. Never say never.
You never know.
Yeah, we never.
Never say never.
Brian
Guess we'll
Ford,
never know.
thank you for the $2 donation. I hated this duel. Both Yuna and Yuhi got miracle draw 2s. Yuna got the perfect 2 equips to fuse and be able to change her cards to fuse them. And Yuhi drew the perfect Tamabot infusion card that treats another monster as the other fusion material. So you liked it for that reason. He hated it because of the ass pull element, which is fair.
If we're talking
Playing the
dual
game.
writing,
Yeah.
dual writing as a player. Oh yeah, of course every character gets the pull.
The ass pulls.
Yeah,
I think
of
as
course.
people that don't play the game like me and you, as opposed to people that play more like Dylan,
Yeah,
that point to me doesn't hurt as much. Because I feel like
No, I agree.
I'm watching the show and I know, I do know that if it's a real duel, you're not getting a good pull every time, but also the duel would last a lot longer, in the show.
Yeah.
So instead of having that the miss pull, then you get those flashback storylines in the middle, and then they make that draw and they get it.
That's it.
That's the way I look
That's
at it.
As an expert Yu-Gi-Oh duelist, I do get what
Well,
they're
you're
saying.
Yeah,
Obelisk
100%.
Blue, right?
Yeah.
I'm probably Obelisk Blue. Yeah.
That's what I think.
I give you. Yeah. You know what?
Thank you, man.
You know what? Yeah, I got you.
There's nobody.
Maybe at a different school,
Hey,
but
This is nice. Nobody.
There's nobody to tell him otherwise.
Nobody's here to bring me back to
no,
reality.
I'm letting you revel in it for a moment.
Alrighty. Crystal Colden, thank you for the Go Rush themed 888 donation. Remember when somebody donated $9.99 and I read it?
You were like,
Fine. Yeah, that wasn't good.
You're yelling.
Okay. Episode was
This guy's
good.
silly.
This guy's a little goofy.
They won me over with adorable Yuhi. I am officially adopting Yuhi after the episode and wear no Tyrant. At least there wasn't a full maximum in the hand this time. Yes, that was a nice
Yeah, the
change of
the
pace.
lack of maximum was what made it good.
Isn't it sad that now the lack of maximums is exciting?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. She and Crystal is right. I mean, baby Yuhi was adorable.
Yeah.
I will say that.
And he won the duel.
He won the duel. He's the GOAT, dude.
Yeah.
But no, again, it's to mirror what I said last week.
It was just the Yuudias thing.
The Yuudias thing, and to mirror what I had said last week. I was like, it's what shows. It's like a trope. Like, haha, let's make them babies. Funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
No, I know.
Come on.
I know.
But
I know.
no. To Crystal's point, baby Yuhi is adorable.
That is true.
I will give that to him.
I thought they all were except Zuijo.
That was disturbing.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe that's what made me like the episode
And
so
still
little.
with the heavily deep voice. he's
yeah,
like,
it
Yeah.
made me deeply uncomfortable.
Because even
Deeply.
Dinwan, Muda, all right, whatever. But
Yeah.
Zuijo just looked like him, but pixel sized.
Yeah, a little chibi kind of. Yeah,
Yeah,
dude, it was scary. Even Muta like made
Yeah.
me feel. I don't know.
Well, was it? Did he make
Muta
you
makes
feel?
me uncomfortable all the time.
Yeah. How about when he left and he was like, "Oh, I could have enjoyed being a baby a little longer."
Dude,
Goo goo ga.
yeah, that-
like he said that as a
yeah.
grown
Yeah.
ass human. Well, not human. A grown ass adult. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Dude, I don't. He gives me the creeps.
No,
that
he
guy.
does. He's like the kind. Never mind. I'm not gonna say that. He's like,
I don't want to know.
he's like, yeah, no.
He's something.
He's
He's the kind of person you want to keep an eye on. You know what I mean?
I know where he's
Like-
someone comes out, you're like, yeah, I don't. I had a feeling about that guy. I thought you were saying.
That's not what he was saying. No. I think. Okay. Pete, I was literally about to say, okay, all right. And he typed it in there. Okay, all right.
Yo,
Just go to the next one.
yeah, Muda's got to go, man.
Yeah.
Brian Ford, thank you for the $2 donation. The duel just threw me off this entire time. With Yuna, I was like, oh, wow, how convenient. And then Yui did the same thing, and I was like, again? If it wasn't for the last part of this episode with Yuna suppressing her feelings, I'd hate this episode. Well, Nick T, you kind of said that.
That's
You
what
said
I
it
do.
was very close to being what you would consider a bad episode.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
take out like the two things that I really did like, and add one more poop joke. Yeah, and it's
Well, I'll say
bad.
this. I'll
Would've shit the
I'll
bed.
speak.
it would have shit the bed.
I'll speak to Brian here, and kind of what he said there at the end. I thought the strength of the episode was the relatability that most people will have. Again,
Yeah.
that whole concept of
An emotional connection.
yeah. Again, whether it's an ex, whether it's the lead captain of the cheerleading team, we've all been there, and so it's something we can all relate to.
Which one?
Fair.
I think she was a captain.
Oh, I didn't even yeah okay.
You weren't thinking anyone specific?
Yeah, I wasn't thinking
I
Yeah,
thought
I
he
was
was. Yeah, I think
yeah.
we're all thinking of the same person.
No, I wasn't. That's okay, man. That's okay. C. Sanadvon, thank you for the $2 donation. It's a shame Rovian was not in this episode. Well, I don't know about that.
No, I'm with that.
We might have gotten some baby poems that baby poems that Dredger could actually understand.
Who said that?
C. Sanadvon. Hashtag. Wait, Nixie, I want you to read this. Hashtag.
Dog, frog, log, jog.
That's what I'm talking about, dude.
Wait.
Dude, that's
Wait,
my guy right
Can
there.
you give us an example of a poem that Baby Rovian may have done?
I can't give a better example than what C. Sandovan gave right
Like-
there.
like a-
how about
Goo goo gaga boo boo baba.
I mean, I don't want to insult his intelligence.
Well, it's a baby poem.
I think that's a little.
That's a baby
I
poem.
think that's a little extreme.
You're talking about Dredger's intelligence, right?
Yeah, I don't want to
Oh,
insult
that's
Dredger's
fine.
intelligence. I think
He's got enough
No, I
muscles
wasn't
to
even
take care
talking
of
about Dredger. I said, could you do a Baby Rovian poem?
Yeah, that's what he said.
Oh,
That's
I
why
thought you
I
were
did
implying that's something he would understand.
I
That's what I feel like you were trying to imply.
I feel
And
like-
I was
No.
like, I would never do that to my
No.
good friend.
that. I feel like it's Nick T's intelligence that just got insulted there because he didn't realize what you were trying to say.
that's true. I do like that. Like
Yeah, maybe
you know,
I am dumb.
there's so many.
Am I
There's so many
dumb?
like things. There's so many jokes with me, right? Like with like that I hate Rovian's poems
Yeah.
and that I'm a horrible duelist. Shingo 0-9. I mean the giant rat. The list goes on and on. I like how there's only one for
It's the
Dredger,
poem.
Yeah.
and it's the poem thing that I had a big hand in starting. Even
did.
though I feel the same way about Rovian
yeah.
as Dredger. I've been on the same side.
You
with
have
him.
been.
He's gotten my back in a lot of those arguments, and yet I'm the one who's incited you to continue with that joke.
Yeah, no, you have.
So now it's come
he's
full
also
circle.
pushed it to like
Yeah.
he's made it a point to say it, and I also think it partially and unrelated to Rovian, and maybe unless I'm misremembering, stems from when we were playing Kings, and so it was rhyme, and I think you made a rhyme, and he's like, someone said, oh, that's not a rhyme. Like that absolutely does rhyme. That 100% rhymes.
Right, I do remember that.
Yes.
It was orange and door hinge, right?
No, it was a good like slant rhyme. I'm like, no, that does rhyme.
It was like corner and born
No,
again.
no.
or-
What are you talking about?
Is the man stupid? It wasn't that.
I could miss. Maybe it wasn't Dredger, but it sticks in my head as him maybe because of the Rovian thing.
Yeah.
But now in my head, I'm like, it's got to be a simple.
I think it
rhyme.
was something where it was like, this is an example. It definitely wasn't these words, but like floor and a door, and it was different syllables but had the same ending. And he's like, I don't think that's a rhyme.
That would be too close, but yes.
But not those 2 words,
Yeah.
but something like that. What?
if it wasn't you, he said that wasn't me. Then
Born
somebody
and
said it. No.
boring.
No.
Okay.
We're never gonna remember.
Wait, I don't know what rhyme. What is rhymes?
No, like when you're playing.
Rhyme, time, chime, lime,
Oh,
climb.
yeah, okay.
No, what? You mean like when we were playing Kings and the
No, I
card?
remember. Yeah, yeah.
The card.
You had to rhyme.
Yeah,
you had to rhyme,
9
yeah.
means
Yeah.
rhyme.
Thank God I never got that. I don't know what rhymes are.
I see what you're
Dill,
doing.
Dill,
here.
before
Solid
you go to the
sack.
next one,
Yeah.
Pete had an important question.
What was his question?
What board game causes the most arguments between us?
Well, I'll never forget when you and Nick T screwed me out of a win in categories. So I'll always go back to that one.
What, like 2013.
Oh, the Captain
No,
Crunch
it was
thing?
the Captain Crunch thing. That was like 5 years ago.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
he
Where
said he
the,
was a
the
superhero?
letter was C. Name a superhero.
No.
I should have gotten double points. I would have won if I got that right. Captain Crunch.
He's a mascot.
He's not a superhero.
Okay, but again, you guys don't know the backstory.
No, there is no backstory.
No, of course there
If
is.
it said famous captains,
is it-
you would have gotten it.
Does Pinocchio have a backstory?
He's also not a superhero.
Okay, but he's got a backstory.
He's got a story that transcends Disney.
Correct. And Captain Crunch, you could make the same argument.
No, Captain Crunch doesn't have a story that
Even if he did,
transcends
he's still not a
General Mills.
hero.
What about Captain Cook?
Yeah, the famous like sea captain. Yeah,
No, Peter Pan's villain, dude.
Captain
That's
Hook.
Captain Hook. Holy shit!
I think he's tired. Look at him. Man's got the giggle.
Captain Cook.
Captain.
I know now. I'm starting to get the sleepy ha.
He said Captain Cook like the historical figure.
Yeah,
and
I'm
then
like,
he
yeah.
goes, no, Peter Pan.
And he looked at me like I was dumb.
He's like, is this man stupid?
No, because again, for those of you that missed it, I've been up since 1:30 a.m. this morning. So it's been, at this point, it's been 20 hours. It's almost been like I've done a 24-hour stream, and I'm at the end of it, and I'm getting I'm getting those sleepy ha-has.
This is the point you tapped out in one of your.
Okay.
Got him.
And respectfully, fairly, I would be like, "Yo, you should tap out.
Why?
You're struggling.
You're struggling."
All right,
Oh, I
listen.
didn't even mean that. I was implying a different joke. We're good. No, I'm not gonna dog on you for that again. Twice in a week.
Look up Captain Crunch.
He's already dealing with the gloomy
Sora,
guardian.
thank you for the $2 donation. When I saw the preview for this episode, I thought it would be horrible, but it honestly ended up being one of my favorites. It was sad that even in her fantasy, Yuga still ignores Yuna. Hope we can chat soon, Dill. Get some sleep, my man. We will definitely chat very soon. Yeah, you know what? I will say, I liked the episode more than I thought I would, because I also thought it would be a bad episode. Go Yuna shined. He shined. The whole message of the episode I thought shined. Yeah, so those were a lot of positives. Everything okay?
Everything's good.
What happened?
So, I don't want to reiterate it, but I was gonna look up Captain Crunch lore.
Okay.
I was like, you know what, like maybe, and seeming like at the top of it, the lore really doesn't help your case. But the second link that describes some of his lore, do you know what fandom page is?
Please read it.
It's https.
Yep.
Hero.fandom.com. It's the Heroes Wikia page.
We've got to amend that categories game. I've got. Of course, he's a hero. I've been telling you this for 6 years.
Can be a hero,
Yeah, for all those who are curious,
baby.
if you Google Captain Crunch lore, the second link is from the Heroes Wikia.
Oh my
Now-
god.
Now what does that mean to you?
That
It means he's a hero.
it means he's a hero to somebody.
I can be
Do
a
I agree?
hero, baby.
I mean,
I should still have that categories scorecard
I would,
somewhere.
if I
I
saw
thought
this,
you were about to get up.
I disagree. I still disagree with his status as hero. But if I saw this when we were judging you, I'd say, all right, screw it, give it to him.
Man, missed opportunity. Because I voted yes, so I just needed you or Pete to flip
First, you voted yes. You're the one that wrote it down.
Well, no. I don't like. If I felt it was a bad answer, I would not have allowed
I
it.
don't agree with that.
I'm sorry to derail it though. I had to say that.
That's good. Kusanagi's hot dog stand. Thank you for the $5 donation. Hey, Dylan and crew. Hope things are well. Hope the throat is doing okay. The throat is doing great. A little bit of pain right now, but I went and saw the pathologist yesterday. She stuck the camera up my nose, in my throat, poked around, all that stuff. And
anything?
no, she said it looked incredible. She said it looked perfect, beautiful.
Best throat she's ever seen.
She said it was one of the
Come on,
best
dude.
vocal. No, she did. She said it was one of the best
I was waiting for
vocal cords post surgery she's ever seen. So
That's good.
very blessed.
It was perfectly specific.
Yeah, awesome stuff. So
The best.
everything's good in that. So I'm very
The
grateful.
The best throw.
But thank you,
Never
and I
seen
hope
anything like it.
Hope you've been well, Kusadagi. Solid Stack, thank you for the $2 donation. Important note about 40 in ancient times. 40 was the stand-in number for a F-ton, so it makes sense it would be the barrier number for waking people up to reality. Also, so happy my boy Yuuhi is getting so appreciated. Has been my favorite since Season 1, LOL. Yeah, I mean, listen, I like to give characters credit when I feel credit is due. And we've all been pretty high on Yuuhi. I think he's the best character in the show at this point. I really do.
Oh, without a doubt.
He's top 2, but he's not 2.
Yeah, I'll agree with that,
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
But, I mean, really, really beautiful stuff. So, yeah, I've liked Yuuhi a lot. My friend Legendary Duels JC, one of his favorite characters from Season 1 of Reigns was Go. Now, unfortunately, he did not have the same experience as you are, being a fan of Yuuhi Season 1, where people in Season 2 started to love him. So, you win some, you lose some.
Kind of takes,
Go's redemption wasn't as strong.
No, there was no redemption.
Yeah,
he just
didn't
killed
want to say that.
Yeah, well, okay. Well, this is fun. Ghost Girl's bank account. Thank you so much for the $20,000. No, I'm kidding. Can you imagine?
Whoa.
Well, it's Ghost Girl. Obviously, she's got a hefty bank account.
Oh, yeah, from
She's got
the espionage.
She's got a thick bank account. I would
thick.
say.
Yeah.
Now, thick with 2 C's, or
I would say she's got a big bank. Yeah.
she's got a big. All right.
It feels like it's 1 a.m.
Yeah, no, it really does. It does. All right. She's got it.
Sleepy ha-has.
Okay. Yeah, all right.
Continue with.
Oh,
what you
yeah.
were reading.
Hey, Dylan, I hope you win the Kaiba Corp Duel Championship in Duel Links. Thank you, Ghost Girl. I probably will not, because I'm not really competing heavily in it. I'm just trying to get the gems. We're back to 9,999 gems, which is good. Ready for the Roa box. But thank you, Ghost Girl. I appreciate it. Ghost Girl Akira's Aizen, did you get vibes that they used to be a thing?
Absolutely.
Right? I'm not the only one.
I don't think so.
It's not necessarily that they were a thing, but there is a past.
Right,
Like
There's a history, yeah. for
Yeah.
sure.
Like not that anything happened between them or anything, but like there was maybe some sort of mutual feeling between them.
Right. Yeah. And you've probably gotten that vibe with a lot of, well
He had
Come
to say a
on.
lot. He could say like
Wow.
with a couple of people, like no, with a lot of them, a lot of ladies.
Dude,
No,
come
not a
on.
lot.
No, you
but
can
with
tell.
some.
I remember early on in Vrains when she pulled up on the motorcycle,
Yeah.
and he was in the car.
There was some
tension. There was some tension.
Yeah.
There was some, I'd say PG-13 tension.
Yeah.
There was,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you could feel it.
I felt it.
I felt it too.
You could up with a knife.
Yeah, I felt it too. Very, very interesting. Yeah, I wish Vrains did some more slice of life episodes. not necessarily related to that.
It sounded like you implied related to that.
Well, that was. I feel like one
Just
of the
in general.
minor criticisms of the show was that
For me, it was a
95% of the show was in the brains
Yeah.
and not. There was no really knowing the person. It was knowing their
Yeah.
VR character.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
And anytime it was like, a flashback to a slice of life, it usually ended in tragedy.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Every story about Aoi was sad.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Let's look into the family life of Emma and Blood Shepherd. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a happy family until, and he's like, yo.
Yeah.
What happened, dude?
Why doesn't Windy have a partner?
Soul Burner is very close with his grandparents. That's nice. I wonder why.
He was like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, I know.
He was like, "Oh, like
I know.
it's sweet for about 4 minutes," and you're like, "Wow, this is good."
People could not drive in that city.
No.
They even tried to have the AI drive, and it didn't work out.
Well, it's a cautionary tale
Yeah.
of AI driving.
My mom could never walk again. And my right arm was...
Dude,
Yeah, you're right.
they really
I know that. I feel like at times
specifically them.
Yeah, I know that was a
They were cursed.
that family.
broken family.
Yeah,
But they they figured it out at the end.
Chris Emma's mom almost made. Did she make? I think she was a honorary.
Emma's
honorable
mom,
mention.
yeah, because
Honorable
she made
mention.
Lemonade in that one
Yeah,
shot, and it just
exactly.
looked like an older version of Emma.
Literally, yeah.
Which I mean, how old was Emma? She was 18, right?
I think she was like 20 something.
Well, she had to be able to drive a motorcycle.
Yep. So
But
you're
I
right.
recall canonically she was like 20 something.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Akira was in his, I think, 20s.
Well, yeah,
too.
he was like running a business.
Well, yeah.
Well, he was the Let's continue. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. Now you got okay.
Emma's mom did have it going on. Dak, yeah.
You think Emma's mom had a big bank account? Crystal Golden.
Lord help me.
All right, Crystal Golden, thank you for the $2 donation. Big time Rush news.
Oh,
Deluxe album coming this Friday. 1 new acoustic cover, Weekends. 3 new songs, and 1 previously show-exclusive song that was never released on an album, Shot in the Dark. As a Gen 1 Rusher, I am excited for Friday. Well, I hope you enjoy the music.
oh, that's awesome.
That is really awesome. We, Big Time Rush, it always reminds me of when we would game at our friend Etienne's house.
Yeah.
So
his
Etienne
dad hated it.
Etienne had this great gaming setup where the room was about probably like the wall to there,
Yeah,
I'd say,
it's
right?
here,
yeah.
And it was a big, like probably like 8, like 4 desks made a square, and there were computers all on
All
the
around.
desks.
There was like at least like 6
6 or 7
desktops in
computers,
there.
and I would have my phone, and my ringtone for a while was halfway there.
yeah.
So every time someone would text me, "We're halfway there."
It was great.
And Dylan always had his phone on loud.
I always had it
so-
on loud, and it got to a point where his dad, who would also be in the room gaming with us, threatened to throw me out of the house if I didn't turn
Dude,
the phone on
I
mute.
love that, man.
Now, that
Yeah.
was after it played for probably about 20 times in a 20-minute
yeah.
period,
Oh, yeah.
so can't blame him for that
You were
one.
getting a lot of texts.
Yeah.
He was a
We're
he was a pretty popular
halfway.
guy.
Popular guy.
Don't let him believe. Don't let him let you
Nah, don't
believe
let-
something else.
Don't let him lead you astray.
Yeah.
Brian Ford, thank you for the $2 donation. Calling Yuna the best girl in Go Rush is bold. I can't agree so far. She's still annoying to me. I'm getting tired of every episode with her being, oh boy, I sure do love either Rovian or Yuna. Rovian or you might have probably meant Yuga.
Yeah.
This episode is starting to get me interested
yeah,
in
Yuga.
Yuna, though. I mean, that's fair. I think she's definitely moved on from the Rovian love. I mean, I think she's moved on from that since like the 4th arc, really. So it's been a
and
while
then it really came to a
when she fought Rovian, and I thought her moving on from that kind of love that she had for her was a really good sequence.
Yeah, he did mean Yuga, by the way.
Yeah,
And
no, I figured. Yeah.
I do see his point.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
A good deal of her character development comes from her relationships with those two characters, whether it's distancing herself from Rovian, saying, "Hey, I'm more than just your fan,"
Yep.
or what's the deal with Yuga? Which I get. I very much.
But I think for me at least, I can relate to it, right? I can relate to the whole element of imagining a life with someone that you
Without a
can't
doubt,
be with,
100%.
and then I can also relate to when a friendship gets to a point where you need to move on from it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
For the betterment of yourself. I've been there many times
Yeah.
with many different people.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure we all have been. So I think I can relate to her story in a lot of ways, and so it resonates with me. But listen, it's not going to. I mean, there's people that argue Shingo's a top 3 character in Arc 5.
Are there people that
He wouldn't sniff my top 20. Yeah, no, there are. There's people that love
I don't
Shingo.
know. Yeah.
No, I'm being serious. There are people
I
that
know. I
love
saw
Shingo.
that one fan edit was hilarious.
Which one?
What's
Colin said you're making these people up.
I am absolutely not. I guarantee you there are people watching right now, or at least Arc 5 fans, that would say that he is a top 3. Maybe top 3 is a little strong. Definitely top 5. Definitely top 5.
little bit.
So listen, people resonate with different characters, but as long as we respect each other's opinions, that's all that matters, man. Brian, thank you, my friend, for your take on the Go Yuna best girl hot take. Not agreeing with it. Very fair. Rita, thank you for the $5 donation. I love Yuna's development in this episode. Early Yuna would have thrown a tantrum in the end. Now she is genuinely part of the group. I don't like, though, that they give this duel to Yuki. A Yuudias rematch / solid Yuumu win would have been better. I can't disagree with that. It was another good episode for Yuki, but it kind of does speak to the point, Rita, where, like, Yuudias feels like he's kind of stagnated a little bit here. Yep. He's got a little bit of a history with Go Yuna. I don't know if I would have liked it, though, seeing him as a baby, because I feel like that would have taken away what could be a really good rematch against them. But if that's the only option between getting a rematch and not getting a rematch, I probably would have taken the rematch. Because I don't think we're going to get it, Yuudias versus Go Yuna. I thought that was such an obvious duel to have in the tournament. Like, I think it writes itself, but I don't think we're getting it at this point.
No. I don't think we are at all.
Which is a real shame.
I think that plot point is now gone.
Yeah, I think so.
Like where it initially was sort of he needs to redeem himself, and now it's like, we're way past that point.
Yeah, it's interesting. They're going a very interesting route here, where, like, you know, every character that Yugioh would lose to, he would beat them. Right? He'd get a rematch. Nail, Luke eventually, Asana. You know, you can just keep naming them off. Roa. Well, yeah. Roa actually was reversed, but with Yuudias, it looks like he's going to lose to 2 characters, Duty Nisha and Go Yuna, and I don't think he's going to beat either one of them. I don't think he's going to duel either of them again.
I don't think we'll see Duty Nisha again.
Yeah, probably. I think we'll see him at the end.
I think we'll see him in passing, but I don't think he will get a significant
I think
speaking
I
role
like
ever
dueling
again.
Dueling
We'll definitely
is
never
more
see him
what I
duel
meant,
again, and we'll probably get a line from him at most.
Yeah, so that means, I mean, I guess the only way you can say it is Go Yuna is a better duelist than Yuudias. Can you say that, Nick T?
No.
Well, still.
Well, let's say she beat Yuudias.
I have a good comparison.
She did help beat the Lug. I know people don't like that, but she did.
I have a good comparison for this. The Jets beat the Eagles.
Yep.
But who's 8-1?
No, not just that. Which team do you think is better?
Probably the Eagles.
Okay, that you can still argue that the person that lost the one-on-one is still better than the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By their whole portfolio of games or matches.
Yeah, you can't look at, this is the best person, I beat the best person, so I'm the best.
No, I agree.
Like
I wouldn't argue that she's better than Yuudias.
I could be.
You did.
No, I put it out there as a thought.
Like
a thought project.
For instance, Dredger beat you in a duel.
Okay, yes.
But I still think you're probably a better duelist than he is.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that's the same perspective.
It's to be determined for sure.
No, but right? Like I think that's a good way to put it is like he might have gotten lucky. Maybe you bricked. Maybe, he just maybe he is better, but we wouldn't know that yet. Like I would still have you above him until I saw more.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you.
For now.
Right.
For now.
Right. Thank you.
I felt like he needed that.
He did need that.
Yeah. But she did beat Luke. I mean, you can,
She contributed in beating Luke, yeah.
So because if a pitcher throws 5 innings.
Well, didn't she pass out?
Yeah, she did. She did.
And then the actual duel started?
No, I'm pretty sure she did summon at least one monster, so she was part of the win.
Okay, got it.
So that's the thing. Her winning pedigree is Yuudias, the Lug, and
she's the player that got injured on the first play, but the team won.
Yeah.
Exactly. But if a pitcher starts a game, you know this, you're a baseball guy.
They get the win.
Right?
Well, they have to pitch 5 innings. She didn't pitch 5 innings.
Oh, they have to pitch 5 innings?
Yeah, but
she was like the opener. Like, the Rays will throw out an opener, which is 1 inning.
But they're still important.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
She's like when Dua Lipa gets to throw the first pitch at.
That's must-see content.
Yeah, it's true.
I understand what you're saying, though. It's like the celebrity first pitch, and then she's out.
Right.
Doesn't really
I don't know
count.
why the first thing that came to mind was Dua Lipa.
Love Dua Lipa.
Love Dua Lipa.
Megan the Stallion at the Astros game.
Did that happen?
Oh, yeah.
Was it 50 Cent at the Mets game who threw it, like, over the backstop,
Yes.
basically?
Yes.
I think literally, as you said that, Pete said 50 cents first pitch.
Yeah,
I think
we're
also,
right there,
I'm
right
pretty
there.
sure also Carly Rae Jepsen at the Toronto Blue Jays
She
game
did.
also had
See-
a horrific pitch.
Oh.
No, it was horrific. Like, it was
She's not known for
first
pitching, okay?
base. Yeah, but yeah, okay, all right. Angie,
Yuna is George Bush.
thank you for the $5 donation.
No, she threw it right down the middle.
Normally.
Oh, I love you, Dad.
George was like the best celebrity first pitch of all time.
It was great, yeah.
Normally don't do donos as questions, but hypothetically, if I skimmed through the duel, hypothetically, what did I miss from skipping the duel? Nick T?
Nothing.
Well, I mean, the duel was pretty good.
No. Yeah, absolutely. You missed
Plot-wise, you missed
you
probably
missed
nothing.
enjoyment, but there
Plot-wise, you didn't
was
miss anything.
zero
Yeah.
plot.
And there wasn't a lot of really, like, I thought discussion between the two of them like we've seen. Like, a lot of
her
the...
goading him, saying, "Oh,
Yeah.
now you're acting up."
Like,
and
Yui and Zion had a lot of good in-duel dialogue
Yeah.
about this world. Yui's starting to get through to Zion. I feel like that wasn't really the case. I mean, I guess, like, I think in the very beginning part of it, they kind of put the stakes up where it's like, oh, if Yuna wins, she gets to keep in this world. If Yui wins, she'll see through the illusion.
Well, that was after like and it wasn't even before the duel either, wasn't that?
It
Like,
was in the middle of the duel,
it was
I
in the
think.
middle of the duel.
Yeah, it was
Which
after
kinda weird.
first or second turn.
Yeah, but even then, like, knowing what has happened, you could make that assumption that they made that bet
Before the duel started.
before the
Right.
duel started.
Yeah.
And if you skipped the duel entirely, you wouldn't have missed any significant dialogue.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
The duel action was,
I think you
was
would
fun. but
you would miss some fun duel action.
that's probably
But
it.
if you're looking from a raw data standpoint, you didn't miss a thing.
Yeah, no. But good question, Angie. Thank you for the $5 donation. Not Barrett Letty. Thank you for the $2 donation.
I'm curious here.
You know what?
You have to read it.
No,
Whatever it is, you have to read
no,
it.
I can't.
You
I
actually can't read it?
I don't think so.
I probably wouldn't
Can
read
you
it.
rephrase it?
No. You can read it, yeah. I don't think it's Barrett. Yeah, I can't read that one.
That's definitely Barrett. I'll say that.
You think it is? I don't think Barrett would donate. I think
he would.
it's someone pretending to be Barrett.
I think he
the-
would to see if you would read it.
I think if he's here, and I hope he is, I think the Instagram reels lately have been
Oh,
popping
they've been
off.
so good.
And
Very
he's like, you
good.
know what? I got to throw some money.
Yeah.
I got some money to blow.
Well, that could be.
Well,
the case.
I guess
But they have been good.
Yeah.
I could word this in a way.
No, I wouldn't. I honestly wouldn't.
You could word it in a way. Well, no, you can't read it. I would say not Otis.
It was the donation was, who do you guys
Omit
think
the second name.
is a bigger menace to
I can't say it.
can't read
Nah, I can't read
Thanks for the donation, not Barrett Letty, but Dylan's not gonna say that one.
it. Yeah, I can't say that one.
We can answer it. It's not Otis.
And it's the second.
yeah, it's the second
choice.
name there. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. It's basically who's a bigger menace to society, Otis or a real person that is not a good person.
Yeah.
And I don't. It might be TOS. Either way, it's a name.
It's definitely not a TOS issue, but it's a content issue.
yeah.
You know what? We have said worse on here, though.
No,
I
but
don't
not
know.
like that.
But that's worded in a very
It's
like.
yeah, and that's what makes me think it's
It's Barrett.
Barrett.
I think
Yeah.
it's Barrett. I don't think Barrett would donate. I really don't. I don't think it's Barrett.
He's done it before.
I don't know. He hasn't.
Yes, he's super chatted before too.
It's rare.
It has happened. though.
Very frugal guy.
Also, if he was here, I think he'd either be trying to call one of us or he'd be very
No,
frugal.
but that's why I'm
Or he'd
saying
be in
he
chat.
probably thought he could catch you off guard.
Maybe.
He's a smart
Well,
guy.
he did. That
He
was
is
good.
smart. Whoever's if it's not Barrett, kudos to whoever that is.
Ryoken Kogami's yacht. Thank you for the $5 donation. Hope you have fun with the duels and Master Duel. Okay. Who's pretending to be these Vrains characters wishing me luck?
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's obviously the one person who.
I
is
just
multiple.
assume it's Chapel of Flapple.
I
always assume it's, and
Well, 'cause
sometimes it's
Chapel-
not.
Sometimes it's not, but Chapel has changed their name more often than any other person in the community.
Yeah, every time I assume it's them. But Ghost Girl's bank account, which does good luck in Duel
Chapel
Links.
said it's not me, I swear.
So then who is it? And then Ryoken Kogami's yacht. So you got Ghost Girl's bank account and Ryokan Kogami's yacht.
And you forgot Kusanagi's hot dog stand.
That's
Yep,
right.
Yep.
Wait, what did Kusanagi's hot dog stand say? What did he wish me luck?
I don't remember.
You passed it. Go back up. Oh, nope, you passed it again.
No, I didn't.
Right there. Yep, down one.
Oh, hope the throat is doing okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, these Vrains usernames have been good. Ryokan, thank you. Think we have some
My turn?
super chats, and then we are going to go ahead and do the donation. Do the summary.
Yes.
I think it's my turn.
Let me put this.
On your MacBook.
We
That
have
was good.
a member for 16 months at Raw Yellow. It is Crystal Colden.
Thank you, Crystal.
Crystal.
Appreciate
Crystal
you.
said, me before this episode, not enjoying this arc. Episode 83 arrives. I'll allow it for now, Studio Bridge.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that I wouldn't disparage somebody for liking this episode.
Mhm.
And clearly, there are people who resonated with the episode in general.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Like, as Dylan said, it had its ups and it had its downs.
Yeah. I would agree with that, Crystal.
It's just the big down was a big down. That's all.
It was the widest breadth of any Yu-Gi-Oh episode.
Yeah, it was just a gross joke.
Ever?
Yeah, I would say the widest breadth between high and low.
Ever.
Not at
Any Yu-Gi-Oh.
Out of bridge.
Okay. I'll take it. We got $5 from Ice Aiden.
Ice Aiden.
Boom, 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 boom.
Pressure. Sorry, I shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, I should not be doing that. I couldn't resist.
Don't apologize to us, dude.
I couldn't resist.
Not only did you hurt the ears of your viewers right now, you definitely just set yourself
That's
back
it.
a day and a half on your throat. Oh my jeez.
I love Freddie Mercury, man. What can I say?
Everyone's like, that scared the shit out of me.
Apologies. My apologies. I'm sorry about that.
Ice Aiden, thank you for the 5. Hello, Yugi Bros and the Grim Reaper. Yuna went from simping on Rovian to now simping on Yuga. She belongs on the streets for not being loyal.
Yo, you know what, dude? You know what?
He's a loyal.
No, but you know what? Here's the thing. I think she is loyal because as soon as she started getting those feelings towards Yuga, that's when she started really distancing herself from Rovian.
Yeah, that's when she completely abandoned Rovian.
Yeah, so I think she is loyal. I think she wouldn't be
Not-
loyal
I
if
didn't mean
she was still playing both sides.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that in a positive endorsement way, but
Yeah, so that's where I think maybe you could make that case, but I don't think that's fully accurate of what's going on.
Mhm. I agree.
Yeah, but Ice Aiden, man, thank you so much for the
Yes,
super chat. Hope you've been well.
We got 5 gifted memberships from Crystal Colden.
Yo, let's
Thank you,
go, dude.
Crystal.
I didn't happen to catch the names of
What? I'm kidding. Thank you so much, Crystal,
who got them.
for the
But whoever
5
got them.
gifted memberships. For any channel members that are Obelisk Blue, tomorrow, what makes a duel special? Another episode of that's coming out. Aporia versus Jack Rua and Ruka, one of my favorite duels in 5Ds. Edited by Yada, a great editor. He's edited one of my videos prior. The editing is incredible.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
His editing can only be described as chaotic
Oh, good.
memes.
Good.
And it's the funniest thing. So that video is going to be hilarious. That'll be out Saturday for Obelisk Blue channel members. It will be out maybe tomorrow. It's actually up on the channel.
Sweet.
Fantastic, dude.
But thank you, Crystal, for the gifted memberships. We got $20 from Colin Cleaves.
Thank
Well,
you,
thank you.
Colin.
Thank you, Colin. This space-time reality really makes me think Quaiduel is going to use this to his advantage, playing God, persuading people to let him finish his Cardio's project, and he can give them the life they've always wanted in exchange.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see if he somehow tries to make a plea deal with someone and says, hey, you can have everything you've ever wanted. What you just experienced can be real. That'd be a cool angle. I haven't.
Yeah,
cool
I just need your help.
Yeah, first of all, Colin, thank you for the very large super chat. But that's also a very interesting angle and take that I haven't really thought of. Maybe he will try to use these characters' deepest desires that they've now been able to live to kind of persuade them to maybe join his team in a way.
Because, and like going off of that, it's like they just got a taste of it now. So it's like, hey, how happy were you in there? You can be like that all the time. Just help me out.
It'd be an interesting take.
Yeah, 100%.
My concern is if, let's say he does that with Goa Yuna and she goes, won't the duel against her be very similar to what we just experienced?
It will be. He will be.
except there's more intentionality. But
or
that's-
like Zion,
right, same,
Right.
yeah.
where he was like, but I want to stay here because this,
Yeah, but then he
my
broke
business
out
is
of it, and then
booming.
would he revert back?
yeah.
It's hard to say.
Yeah. But it's
But
an interesting concept.
and I think I'm interested to see what they do.
Oh, me too.
It could also,
I'm very.
but the thing is, to play off of that, he could do that with characters that maybe didn't have that same outward, like, obvious feeling that they were very happy in this.
True.
You know what
very,
I mean?
very
Like,
true.
it could be somebody else who maybe we didn't get as clear a picture of, like, this is the best world ever. Like, I don't know, maybe like Dinhua, who, like, obviously she was getting what she wanted, but wasn't like. I guess hers is different though, 'cause she created her own kind of time space. So
Yeah.
I don't know how it would work with her, but I don't know.
There's routes they can go.
yeah,
I just
100%.
hope Kwai Duel is made to look good, especially if he's the final villain.
True.
I still don't believe he's the final villain. I know most people do at this point, especially with the short time limit. I just think it's going to be somebody else.
The creator
Yeah.
Or Otis. Yeah.
or the same guy.
Or they fuse.
Or that guy.
Fusion.
I don't know. Maybe this isn't actually Yugioh.
Oh.
Who's to really say?
I think every time they show Yugioh, I think one of you mentioned it. Even in this episode, they keep blurring him out.
Yeah, I
Even-
did.
even
We
though-
haven't seen his face.
Even
His
though
face.
even though we know who he is or who he's supposed to be.
Yes.
Yep.
Maybe there's going to be like some just major final plot twist
I would, dude.
that this is not actually Yugioh and it's someone playing you. I don't know. I don't know.
I
I
don't
don't
do-
think they'll do that, but like, I don't know.
the
it
other
could
half
work.
Of the body half of Otis.
Yeah, or his Earth Damar.
Well, don't we think that might be Yuga's
Yuga's Earth Damar. I don't know. It would be very fascinating if they pulled a twist like that.
Yeah, that would be.
Yeah.
Thank you, Colin. We got $2 from Tyler DeBoer.
Thank you, Tyler. Appreciate you, my
And
man.
Tyler said, hopefully next episode brings us #justice for Mitsuko.
So Tyler's got the shirts.
Yes.
He's a big
Yeah.
Mitsuko fan. And listen, I hope we do get some justice for Mitsuko. She's gonna lose, but that's okay, Tyler. We'll see what happens.
I think so
She's gonna
too.
lose,
But
Justice for Mitsuko. As
we'll
long
talk
as,
about it.
I wonder what her like perfect reality is gonna be. Wouldn't it be married to Yugioh?
You would think maybe she's not that. Well, it's clearly not. Right? It's something else.
because big basketball hoops is dueling with her.
Dude, yeah. Is that in the?
Summary?
Yeah.
You want to quickly do the summary? Might as well.
try if you want.
Yeah.
It's a good. It's
Do
a
it
jumping. Good jumping off.
Good
I mean, we
jump.
only have a couple more.
Summary's here,
donos.
and then we'll hit it after the summary.
All right.
It's just one summary. We're not going to get the batch tonight. It looks like, guys. Sorry about that.
And if we do,
Um,
it's not going to be before.
Nick T, why don't you read the summary, my man?
I would love to. Just don't move it around on me.
Under pressure.
Episode 84. Those who don't work. Nice shot. A basketball hoop. A basketball. Wait, what? A
going.
basketball
Keep reading.
hoop shouts out of nowhere. As it turns out, it's a friend of Mitsuko from the 3-meter planet, Kago Tamako, who's also known as Big Sis Basketball Hoop.
I wasn't joking.
Both her and Mitsuko are acting strange, so in order to snap them out of it, Yumu and Epoch challenge them to a 2-on-2 duel. Wow.
It's Cohen basketball.
I just
Big
love,
sis
I just
basketball.
love. Nice shot. A bet. You were like, wait, what?
Basketball hoop shouts out
Yeah.
of
You
nowhere.
had to read it like three
I
times.
was like, wait, someone would shout after you make a basketball? No, what?
So, her nickname is Big Sis Basketball Hoop.
Yes.
So like how Mitsuko becomes a chair, she becomes a basketball hoop.
Yes. I would imagine.
Which is interesting because it's very typical for basketball hoops to be 3 meters, aka about 9 feet.
Yeah.
Well, the rim is 10.
Sure, the
rim's 10
rim's
feet.
10. Yeah. Not so typical for chairs to be that size.
Thrones, maybe.
Thrones.
The Iron Throne.
We're gonna make our prediction for this duel, boys.
Yeah. And so
Do we need to text it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll tell you one thing. I'm not sending a basketball emoji in that chat.
Oh, no spoilers, bro.
Big Sis Basketball Hoops. Epoch and Yuumu versus Big Sis Basketball Hoop and Mitsuko. If you told me this was a duel we'd be getting 20 episodes ago before Epoch was even introduced, I don't know what I'd do. I really don't. Pete,
Yeah.
who I don't think Pete's seen the last like 3 or 4 episodes.
No, he watched.
Is he caught up?
Well, I don't know about last week, but 2 weeks ago he did watch.
Oh yeah,
2 weeks ago he was.
he was
caught up.
here. Yeah, so he had to have. Yeah, the last 2 episodes. Just texted, what the F is happening in this arc?
Yeah.
I don't have an answer for him. I'd love to give him an answer. I don't have an answer for him. Are we ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm
3,
ready.
2, 1, send.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, that's the first time in a while.
Yes, we have
Real clean sweep.
we have all picked the same team to win this duel. I mean, do we need to get into it?
No.
Nice shot.
It's
No.
The writing is on the walls. because-
You
First of all, even on a base level, we're not straight up. Mitsuko is not winning this a duel against Yuumu, and our up and comer, our meteoric rise of Epoch. Secondly, that magic number 40.
Thank you.
There's no shot like Mitsuko and Big Sis Basketball Hoop.
What's 38 plus 2?
40.
Exactly.
But I will, just as a slight devil's advocate, I'm not even convinced Big Sis Basketball Hoop is real. So, like, is that 40?
I
don't
think
know.
she's the real.
I don't
think
know.
she's
I mean,
real.
we've had, stranger things happen the past couple episodes. Like,
Yeah.
she might not be real.
She looks real in the preview.
I mean,
She looks
husband Yugioh wasn't real.
Exactly.
True.
Exactly. And yes, husband Yugioh didn't duel, but I don't know. Well, I mean, just out of nowhere, we have somebody from Mitsuko's planet. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know either, man. I don't know either.
It's Big Sis Basketball Hoop, but after the illusion's broken, it's actually just Chupataro.
Oh.
Why would it be Chupataro though?
Just because he was introduced around the same time that she
True,
was.
and he's a small fry.
So it's the opposite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I can see that.
That would be horrible.
It would be.
That would be
horrible.
terrible.
Yeah.
Would it though?
Yes.
Would it kind
Oh,
of be
wait.
hilarious?
Call it.
Oh.
Oh. The coin.
Coin flip for the pick'em.
Yugi will be Team Yuumu, and Yugioh will be Team Basketball. Yami Yugi, Team Yuumu.
Yeah.
It is unanimous.
I mean, the coin's even like, yeah, I ain't messing with this one.
Unanimous.
The coin likes to play sometimes, but not today. No, not today. Not today.
What?
Should the episode title for next week be Dunking on them?
Dunking on them hoes? Yeah, dude. Yes, it should be.
If they win, of
If
course.
they win.
If they win.
If they win.
If they win. When they win.
A slam dunk.
We have a few more super chats, I believe. I want to thank once again all of you guys for being here. You guys are awesome. Sorry if I seem a little tired, if I'm yawning more than usual. I've been up since 1:30 in the morning. Actually, quickly approaching 21 hours. I am very, very tired. I'm going to pass out 5 minutes after. So, sorry.
All right.
It's been a fun time, though.
No, it has.
great
It's been
time.
good.
You
We've had
guys have carried. So
I'm
some
thank
good
you.
no,
laughs.
Don't say that.
We got $5 from Alex V.
Thank you, Alex V.
And Alex said, get ready to get clapped by new pack cards on next MD stream. Also, you talked with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Everything crew about the Duel Links event cutscene yet?
No, I actually have not. Great point, Alex. First of all, I'm very excited to return to Master Duel. I haven't done it since September, so hopefully soon. Once I'm kind of back into full streaming full streaming schedule.
Yeah.
I did a video on it, so if you want a more longer version on it, the Emma Besso Ghost Girl scene basically happened. Duel Links for Vrains is basically a continuation of where the story left off in the anime.
Oh,
Okay.
So I was revived, and they're trying to figure out why, and Duel Links is like part of Link Vrains.
Revived as an Ignis or as a...
Revived as an Ignis.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, Emma, Aoi, Revolver, Playmaker, Soulburner, they all go to the middle of Duel Links world of Vrains where where I was revived, and they see something and they see the other worlds. It shows flashes of Yugi, of Jaden from GX, of Yusei, of Yuma, even of Yugioh. So, yeah, very interesting.
Very
I
interesting.
think a big crossover
Into the
event, whether it's
ring.
Duel Links, whether it's a movie, I don't know. It's
What are they
leading to
getting at?
something. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
leading to something.
That's cool.
But I mean, it's really, it really is massive because, like
Like a Duel Links movie, perhaps, maybe at Jump Festa in, I don't know,
Hey,
36 days.
In
I think it's possible.
wow.
A Duel Links movie makes way too much sense. It really does.
Because
Way.
it doesn't necessarily have to be like. Actually, I mean, I would say it doesn't necessarily have to be like canon because it's Duel Links,
Right.
but
Right.
Vrains, I guess the extension is kind of like
It could be canon,
Canon,
to
right?
Vrains.
Yeah.
that's what I mean. Like
Yeah.
so, it could be. I guess it could be just canon to the Vrains story.
But now it's a very easy way where they could get characters like Yugi and Atem and all those characters in it.
Back in the mix.
Yeah. I don't know.
Get
Cross promotion with Duel Links. It's very exciting.
Get some eyes on
And
screens.
and I mean, in a weird way, it could have. If somehow they ended up in the Sevens universe, like you said, they even saw Yugioh.
They did.
Them trying.
And they even
to,
said dueling in ways we've never dueled
That-
before.
I was gonna say,
they,
looking-
they even acknowledged
looking
rush
at
dueling.
looking
yeah.
at rush duels, like what is this? How do you do this? That
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. Very exciting.
Yeah, that's really cool, actually.
I mean, even if all it leads to is some Duel Links event, it will still be our characters interacting with each other
Yeah, that's really cool.
and having dialogue, and that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, hopefully, I hope it's more than that, but even at a bare minimum, it's
Yeah.
it's leading to something really cool. I
Yeah, that
think.
is cool.
Yeah,
Alex said Ghost Girl has lines recorded for rush dueling.
that's very interesting.
Is that true?
It probably is. It probably is. I mean, there's a lot of extra stuff like that I feel like never gets used. Right? Doesn't Judai have a line with Air Neos, the card that obviously
Yes.
is you know that card. So I mean, we'll see. That card is obviously not in Duel Links,
Right.
but
It could be unused.
yeah, I mean, it's interesting that they're having them record those sort of lines because they really don't know what direction it's going in.
Yeah.
True.
Prepare.
You know, yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, thank you, Alex.
Yeah.
Well, even if we have a crossover in Duel Links, you would imagine those characters will eventually be able to be used to rush duel. You know,
Yeah.
In
Like,
like the
why not?
game, yeah,
in the game.
100%.
Yeah.
100%.
100p.
We have a new member at Raw Yellow, Rita Awad.
Welcome.
Thank you, Rita.
Thank you, Rita.
Welcome back.
I believe the same Rita that donated.
Yeah, and I think
Like,
Rita's
right
been a
after.
member before, so thank
Yeah.
you for re-upping, Rita. Appreciate you.
Thank you, Rita. Elaine has been a member at Obelisk Blue for 34 months.
3 years, Elaine. You're wonderful. Thank you so much, Elaine.
Sheesh. Hi, Dylan, Cal, and Nick T. I have mixed
What's up?
feelings on the episode.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
When are you doing a dating advice podcast and putting the Millennium Puzzles together?
Yeah.
I am hoping to see Yuudias and Kwai duel Yuudias hype.
I've been asking this question for
A long
a long time. 2 years now, maybe. When did you
The
get those?
Millennium Puzzle Contest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we could do it while giving dating advice.
Yeah, why not?
We could. That's actually a combination. I like the idea of doing that race soon. I bought 5 for that reason.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we really should do that soon.
We should do it soon.
Find a night to do it.
Yeah, I'll say in the next couple of months, Elaine.
That could be something that you could also stream, the multi-stream, like on.
Oh yeah,
on
yeah,
YouTube.
yeah, definitely. I'd say in the next couple of months, Elaine. Dating podcast, you know, I feel like After Darks always turn into those, right?
They
They're-
tend
well,
to.
I
They
wouldn't
lean
say
that
they
way.
turn into it, but there's always a segment.
Always
on
a
it.
segment with
Yeah.
those, yeah.
'Cause,
Many of those
I feel like a
questions
lot
lean
of
that way.
I feel like a lot of the After Darks turn into us talking about old stories that just have all this like behind the scenes
They're
lore
lore building for
that
sure.
that everybody doesn't really know, and then everybody kind of gets to see that side of stuff, and then it just bounces into a million other things.
100%. And then as for Elaine's last point, Duel versus Yuudias. Do we
Yes.
get that?
We have to.
We have to.
Yeah, I'm
The
not. I'm
interesting part,
not as confident as
although
you guys
I was
are.
gonna say the interesting part about that though would be that like if Duel still has the ability to not control Yuudias, but like basically control Yuudias. Could he manipulate that duel just to get what he wants? Like, or would this be almost like a duel inside of a different realm?
Yeah.
Between the two of them, like Yuudias fighting for control of his body, and they're like rush dueling in this
Yeah.
like, because wasn't he in a different world or something? Like he was. They said something about him like viewing something in Quaiduel's. Like he was like trapped in Quaiduel's other world when Quaiduel was in his body.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah, I don't know what that was exactly.
But I'm saying
Was it
maybe there is something to that where it's like he pulls him in and then Yuudias and Quaiduel are kind of in this spot, and his way out is basically winning a rush duel against him.
True. Very true. Very true.
Kind of like, Luke dueling himself.
Kind of like Luke dueling himself. Yeah. No, actually, that would make sense. He kind of pulls him into, like, now you're in my world, and the only way this is all going to get resolved is if you beat me right here, right now.
Right here, right
you
now.
are trapped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the last way for him to gain full control.
Exactly.
And then Yuudias says, not today.
Not today.
Never.
And then inevitably wins.
Yeah. And I would like that.
Yeah. That's it. Curtains drop.
Yeah.
Credits roll.
Curtains
Everybody
drop.
claps.
End scene.
Let's see.
Yeah, but I would love to see that duel. I think that's definitely something it's something we will most likely see.
I think so.
Not 100%, but I think we'll see it,
I think it's got
and I think I'll enjoy it.
Yeah.
That man 666 donated $6.66.
Thank you, man.
And that man said, "Let's agree to ban Captain Crunch cereals from the channel."
Come on.
What?
Dude. That's a great cereal.
Captain Crunch all berries? Oh, so good.
Yeah, it's too good of a cereal.
I don't know
Yes,
about
it
all
messes.
berries.
No, I like regular.
Have you ever had all berries?
No, but I
It's
like
good.
I like the berries. I like
The berries,
I like
like the
crunch
mixture,
berries,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. But the all berries is pretty good.
Okay, I respect it.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say, yeah, they destroy the top of your mouth, but they're worth it every
Oh,
time.
dude, I would, yeah. I didn't.
Captain Crunch, you're not
box.
getting banned. That man, I'm sorry.
Not
I
gonna
love
happen.
you. I can't do it. Can't ban it. The hero
The hero.
hero fandom.
That's just crazy.
You'll have to take that conversation off camera. We got $2 from Into the Brains.
Thank you,
Thank
Natalie.
you.
Natalie said, "Hope you enjoy the Christmas gifts."
Yeah, I mean, Christmas right around the corner.
Yeah,
Got to
right
put up
around
the
the
tree soon. Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be very good, Natalie.
I think we should go big for Christmas in the house this year.
How big? What are you talking
How
about?
big?
Like a Christmas village. Like we
No.
turn the dining
Dude,
room
that-
table into like a village.
It gets expensive unless you already have
Oh,
those.
I mean, that could work.
Well, I could just steal them from my mom. She'll never know.
She'll know.
No, she'll know.
She'll know.
She wouldn't know that my headshot was gone, but she'll know that the
Yeah.
Christmas decorations are gone.
Yeah.
Well, we could also build a mini village.
That would be fun. I
Like a
would like
Lego village.
that. Sign me up,
We could build it on stream.
Yeah.
dude. If we, I would do a Lego stream, no questions asked.
Lego and whiskey.
Yes, dude. Come on.
Well,
Come
He's getting tired.
I'm exhausted.
He's not even awake. anymore.
I'm. Yeah. So last night I ate dinner with Ivrea.
Yeah. You didn't
I
remember
went
it.
to sleep at 6:00. She woke me up at 6:45 because I went to take a nap. I was awake for 20 minutes. Ate dinner. I don't remember anything of it. I don't remember it at all. It's crazy.
Dude, that's scary. That's scary
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
And then I went back.
also
Then I
frightened.
laid down right
Yeah.
after, and I slept till 1:30, and now I've been up for 21 hours. Yeah, I don't remember anything.
Mhm.
So I'm reaching that point now where it's hard for me to even focus.
It's fine. We're almost
Yeah.
done, Dill.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Pick Rick has
Natalie,
been a
thank
member
you.
at Slifer Red for 19 months.
Thank you, Pick Rick.
Yuna calling herself Odo Yuna was wild.
Yeah.
That is pretty out of pocket.
Basically cosplaying.
Yeah. Yeah. That was well. I mean, listen, she was fully in the
That was her
simulation.
She was
to
a
see.
little Delulu.
Yeah, she was fully in the simulation.
Yeah.
I respect
In the
her for it.
Matrix,
In
yeah.
the Matrix. And then Yuna the Resilient Soul, thank you for the $2 donation. I think this is Chapel.
Yes.
I'm donating to Clear by Dave. I am not the Vrains usernames, LMAO. I will say I did do a double take when I heard Emma's bank account. Also, ever since Season 2, Yuna has been the character I relate to the most in this show, which I never expected would happen.
True.
Yeah.
I probably would agree with you there, Chapel, Yuna the Resilient Soul. I probably would.
Yeah.
Yuna, I think, has had a great season 2. Her and Yuuhi have both had fantastic season 2s. I think they're respectively the strongest guy and the strongest girl character in the show.
Yeah.
I really do.
Agreed.
But Chapel, thank you for the donation. You guys are all amazing. Where'd the poll end at? Not high enough. Not high enough.
89% UMU, 7% basketball, 2% draw, no result.
The 7% that picked basketball.
I'm curious. There's maybe some
I think they just
burn.
thought it would be a nice shot, you know.
Let's play some basketball.
Nice shot.
I got to get that on the soundboard for next week. Nice approach.
Nice on.
You guys are all amazing. I want to thank you all so much for the support of this podcast. Big shout out to Dak. Helps me out with a lot of the back end stuff.
Yeah.
If you like listening to this podcast, audio only, you can check it out on Spotify, Apple Music, wherever you find your podcasts. I'm going to let these two promote. Please give them a follow. Their stuff's linked down below. Pete, Clueless Gamers, Dredge, twitch.tv/Dredgenator, and give these two a follow as well. You guys can go.
All right, I'll be quick. To start, since he's not here to do it himself, Pete, I believe, is streaming tomorrow on Super Deep Rot, Dylan's Twitch channel, and doing more of The Last of Us Part 2. That's at what?
That's correct.
8?
Yeah.
8 o'clock? 8 o'clock
Roughly,
tomorrow
yes.
night. So if you guys want to watch that, definitely check it out there.
Be there, be
As
square.
for myself, I haven't in a while, but I do have a Twitch that I stream at. It's twitch.tv/CalBreezy. That's CalBreeZzy. I was actually going to stream yesterday because I thought I had off from volleyball this week. Turns out I did not, so I didn't get the stream. Me, Dak, and Dredger did play a little bit of OG Fortnite, though.
Classic.
Which was nice. Yeah, it was nice to get some games in there. But outside of that, I haven't gotten a schedule really down yet to when I would want to start streaming again, and it's not helping that I'm now going to have to start going back to the office again full time, not every day, but multiple times a week. So I'm going to adjust everything, but I do want to get back to streaming. When I streamed a couple times for Dill, I had a lot of fun, so definitely keep a lookout on there. Follow me over there on Twitch or on my Twitter, which is also just CalBreezy.
Hell yeah, dude. Similar to Cal here, I also have a Twitch account that I have not streamed on in quite a while. But, we may be making a return in the near future. Maybe under the name twitch.tv/NickFightsMoms. Maybe we're adapting to the name moniker to coincide with the music stuff, but we'll see. I've actually, in my head, been developing a new sort of format that kind of, I don't know. We'll see. I'm workshopping it, so you guys will be the first to know. But in the meantime, some variety streaming. I've been, doing Fire Emblems, Ape Escape, Minecraft, Pokemon Pinball, you name it. It's been a lot of fun. And maybe we'll get back to some Minecraft and music, whatever. And I also perform some music live streams on Twitch where I perform some bunch of cover songs that I like, as well as some original music. And if you're into any of that original music, you can find it on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Tidal, wherever you stream your music, you can find it there. Wherever you purchase your music, Amazon, iTunes, Bandcamp, you can purchase it there. And you can follow all my updates on all my social media platforms, specifically Instagram. Shirts soon. Record a little bit soon, but a little bit later. Be on the lookout.
I'm looking out.
Thank you, man. All right. You guys are awesome. Please give them a follow. Cal, Nick T, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Anytime, my brother.
And for the last 20 minutes especially, just carrying this because I'm exhausted.
I can tell, bro.
Hope it's been a good time, though. Hope I was at least energetic the first 90 minutes.
You were good.
We got the skeleton guy, too, at the end. Thank you guys all, and a big, big, big donation here at the end. Yuna's Bank of Broken Hearts. Thank you for the $25 donation. Yuna's Bank of Broken Hearts. That's sad.
That is sad.
And now
She's a
here's the
heartbreaker.
remnants of Yuna's shattered heart. Hope she comes out on top.
Aw.
She's got a long way to go, but she'll learn that once she achieves independence, that's when she will actually be ready to find true love.
Maybe.
Right now, she's too reliant on other people. So she'll find true love one day. Girl power. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Big shout out to Angie and Maddie as well with the really big donations. Thank you all so much, and I hope you have
An
an amazing
amazing
day.
day.
Take care, guys.
Good
night.
night, everyone.